USC's passing game rediscovered the Midas touch. Todd Marinovich had the finest day of his career. And football became fun again for the Big Redhead. So as the second half of the conference season starts, neither team can afford a loss. The loser can forget that shot at the Roses. It's USC hosting the Wildcats of Arizona next. From the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Prime Ticket Network presents USC football. Today, it's an important matchup in the race for the Roses as the number 11 rated USC Trojans play host to the Wildcats of Arizona. It's also homecoming here on the campus of the University of Southern California. That's Alumni Park, and that, of course, is where Tommy Trojan lives. Thousands of old grads back to take a look at the campus and to renew some old memories. We should have a crowd of about 80,000 here at the Coliseum for this one. Hello, I'm Tom Kelly. My broadcast partner is Mike Garrett, the gentleman who won the Heisman Trophy back in 1965. Interesting matchup today, Mike. Arizona loves to run the ball. The Trojans love to play run defense.
You're right, and this is a must game for both teams. And Arizona must win today, Tom, to get a bowl shot somewhere. And SC must win to keep up with Washington, so a big game.
Indeed. Speaking of Washington, the Trojans were beaten by the Huskies 31-0. But since that game, the Trojans have really played some outstanding football. Consider these statistics. Since that loss to the Huskies at Ohio State, they amassed 450 yards, allowed the Buckeyes only 79. Back home against Washington State, 466 yards for the Trojans. The Cougars got only 20 yards rushing. And last week up at the farm, Stanford, the Trojans getting 500 total yards, and the Stanford Cardinal getting only 4. Those are very impressive stats.
Yes, and that means the Trojans' front four is playing well. The key guys, Don Gibson, and they must play well today against a run offense from the Wildcats.
Speaking of people who played well, how about Todd Marinovich, the sophomore sensation at quarterback for the Trojans? Last week, 338 yards. He caught a touchdown pass and passed for 3 others. He was Pac-10 Player of the Week. And on the 4th offensive play of the game, this 77-yard bomb to Gary Wellman.
Perfect placement. He has to throw it between the cornerback and the safety covering. Wellman keeps a good concentration, catches the ball, shows his speed, touchdown Trojans.
That was a young man who flashed across the screen there trying in vain to knock the ball away or at least knock Wellman out of bounds. That was Jimmy Klein. He's the son of former Trojan All-American Bob Klein. Well, you know about Todd Marinovich. Now, how about these Arizona quarterbacks? Dick Toomey will change quarterbacks almost every other play. He puts in Ronald Beal, takes him out, comes back with George Malaulu. Malaulu is the left-hander and Beal's the right-hander. And frankly, Mike, these guys would rather run with the ball than throw it.
They're basically the same. They run at you very well, pass enough to keep you off balance, but they want to run the ball.
Well, the Trojans have lost 1 conference game, and Arizona has lost 2, and last week's loss to Oregon State really was disaster for them. They'd like to have some revenge for that.
Revenge they want. Best way to salvage the season is beat the Trojans and go on.
Indeed. They haven't had much luck against SC. The series is 15-1 in favor of the Trojans, and Arizona won here last in 81. Should be an exciting day. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back right after we pause for this message.
The championship of thoroughbred racing. See it live Saturday, October 27th. Check local listings for the time and station in your area.
This is where the legend began, in places like Boulder, Telluride, and Santa Fe, when people came for the good times and discovered the beer made with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. A beer you couldn't get most places. So they took some home and the legend started to grow. Today, people are thirsty for a lighter, more refreshing premium beer. Funny how the one they're looking for is the one that's been there all along. Original Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend.
We're with you all the way.
Where do you go when your neighbor drops by for a little snack?
We're with you all the way, Chevron.
who's always there to help keep the show on the road.
Chevron will with you, and we'll be with you all.
Where can you find a place that's always up and running when you are?
Chevron will with you all.
It's the best territory there is, First Interstate Bank territory. Because First Interstate has the best checking account there is. So you can cash your personal check for up to $1,000 in more cities and states than with any other bank system. And with a First Interstate Bank card, you can get cash all across the U.S. through Cirrus ATMs. So open a checking account at First Interstate Bank and discover how nice it is to have a bank that can go the extra mile for you.
Football is brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Great Western's family of companies, $40 billion strong. By Isuzu, for features, styling, and price, there's no comparison. By Coors, enjoy the original taste of Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend. By your Chevrolet and Geo dealers. Come in today to see the exciting 1991 line of cars, trucks, and vans. And by First Interstate Bank. We go the extra mile for you in more cities and states than any other bank system. Welcome back to the Coliseum in Los Angeles. We expect 80,000. They're still coming in. Most of the tunnels and entranceways are still lined with people. And coming onto the floor of the Coliseum, the University of Southern California Trojans. Arizona came out a moment ago. We had the coin toss, and Arizona won the toss. The Wildcats deferred, which means they'll get the ball to start the second half, and the Trojans will receive it to get the game underway. As I told you a moment ago, SC leads in this series 15 games to 1. They're 8-1 since Arizona joined the Pac-10, and the only Arizona win over SC, a 13-10 victory, came here at the Coliseum in 1981 when Larry Smith, now the head coach of the Trojans, was coaching the Wildcats. So it's kind of old home week for Smith, although there are perhaps only one or two, as you see, Larry, players on this Arizona roster that he would have recruited. One of those would be Singleton, I believe, Mike, but outside of that, I can't think of anybody that he actively recruited while he was at Arizona. But it's still his old home week for him. He had 10 years over there, and he has a lot of friends in that area, and he remembers with fondness his tenure over there. Well, all right, as Smith patrols the sidelines, how about Darrell Lewis, considered not only the best cornerback at Arizona, but the best in the Pac-10, and maybe a very big contestant for the Jim Thorpe Award. He's out of the Los Angeles area. He'll be up against Gary Wellman, and boy, that is a matchup. Two guys about the same size, Mike, who can really pick him up and lay him down.
Darrell Lewis is a former running back, and what he does very well, he's a tough guy. He likes to get a lot of body contact, and Wellman, who's very fast, will have to combat that kind of hitting today. So it's a good contest. Two guys basically the same size, Tom, and who are pretty good football players.
Dick Toomey, head coach at Arizona in his fourth year. He, of course, replaced Larry Smith. Toomey was an assistant coach at UCLA, and before he came over to Arizona, he was in the University of Hawaii, the head coach over there for the Rainbows. So Toomey patrols the sidelines. He is still a little bit in shock, of course, over that hammering that he got at the hands of Oregon State last week, 35-21. It was, by all accounts, from Arizona fans and followers, a game not unlike the Trojan game at Seattle, where whatever could go wrong would and did. All right, Wildcats will be kicking off, and today's kickoff is brought to you by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. Arizona to kick off. Costin has it teed up for the Trojans. Travis Hannon and Curtis Conway awaiting the kickoff. A lot of Southern California youngsters on this Arizona team. It's coming to Conway. He waits for it at the 3. The speedster out of Hawthorne swings to the far side. In and out, went back out. Mike, he had the right idea, but he started in and stayed in too soon. Should have put a little fake on him and then gone quickly outside. Mike Rowland was there to make the stop, and SC will have it 1st and 10, and they've marked the ball just outside the 15-yard line.
One of the things the Trojans want to do today is just keep the continuity of offense, pass very well, and then come right back at the run and control the line of scrimmage.
Todd Marinovich, of course, the sophomore who was Pac-10 Player of the Week, is in at quarterback for the Trojans. They come to the line of scrimmage, flank wide to the left is Wallace. Wellman is set wide to the right. Play-action fake. Marinovich rolling to throw. Looks upfield, throws. Almost intercepted, but it is caught. With the ball is Yanni Jackson at about the 25-yard line. You know, I think Marinovich wanted to go to somebody like Wellman, but Wellman was open and then was not open, so he had to settle for Jackson. Lockwood, Izio Royster, Gary Wellman, Larry Wallace, who had that tremendously acrobatic catch against Stanford last week, and Yanni Jackson, who caught the first pass of the afternoon. Up front, Harlow, Tucker, Craig Gibson, whose brother Don Gibson is a stalwart on defense, the young freshman getting a starting spot. Deason Moody, the balance of the offensive line. Wellman is flanked wide to the right as Marinovich. With these statistics, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and well over 1,200 yards. Hands off to his tailback. Royster slips his way up the field to the 30-yard line. He's got a first down, and then a raft of white-jerseyed Wildcats pounce all over him. Hopkins leading the parade. It'll be 1st and 10. USC, and mark the ball at the Trojan 30-yard line.
5 yards.
Defensively for the Wildcats, and they're a tough crew, make no mistake about it. Ty Parton, Glonick is in at the nose guard spot, and Reggie Johnson. Hopkins, Case, Wade, and Alexander in the linebacker spot, and of course the secondary is led, as we told you, by Lewis, Burden, Lewis, Holt, and Jeff Hammerschmidt. I formation. Wide to the right side is Hanna. Marinovich pitching to his tailback. Royster to the sidelines. Got 5, maybe 6 as he carries up to about the 36-yard line, and Burden comes up from the secondary to make the stop. He's a senior out of Riverside, one of a couple of dozen youngsters out of the Southern California area.
When in doubt, you go student by left or right. They go left this time, just fine blocking. And the tailback here just has to kind of pick his way and pick up a yard before Burton gets him. And Mazer Royster had an easy run that time for 5 yards.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Number 75 up front throwing a nice contain or good block was Mark Tucker. Stood his man up, moved him back out of the way. Trojans have it on their own 36-yard line. 2nd down and a short 5. No score, first possession. Beautiful day and a big crowd on hand. That's Jackson in motion. Marinovich, play action, rolling to his right. Left-handed thrower, remember, has some time. Has a man. It's caught. See if it's in bounds. It's going to be at the 39-yard line, and the man who caught it is Jackson, the tight end. And suddenly, with a 25-yard completion, Jackson has caught 2, and he now is a favorite target all of a sudden of Todd Marinovich. They've got a lot of people to throw the ball to.
Now, what's beautiful here is Todd's looking down. He has number 4, Darrell Lewis, in a bind. He doesn't know to come up and get pressure or cover the tight end. Yanni then straddles the out-of-bounds line right there. Look at 2 feet in, catches the ball. That's the good play there.
Well, I tell you, that's a ballet-type move. Mark it to the Arizona 39. First possession, SC with the 1st and 10, and one of the Wildcats is shaken up. And the referee, who is Jim Springer, is asking for the trainer to come out from the Wildcats' side. Lewis is the man. He seems to be shaken up. He was the young guy who was certainly picked upon and abused a bit by the Bruins of UCLA, and all of a sudden, with little time left in the game, he stepped in front of a toss and took it all the way back. The big touchdown that won the game. He comes off a little shaken up. He'll have to come out for at least one play.
You know, Tom, he's a big guy. He's the captain in the secondary, and losing Darrell Lewis is a big loss because he has to cover Wellman today, and if he's not there, they may be in big trouble.
Well, Jay Phillips is his backup, and he's a freshman, a 6'2", 180-pounder. They're sending in Bobby Rowland instead, a junior. So Rowland, number 5, steps in. SC first down at the Wildcat 39. This drive started on the Trojan 16. High formation. We're in the first period. Played about 2.5 minutes. There is no score. Wellman wide left. Long count by Marinovich. Gives the ball to his fullback. Lockwood head down. Gets to about the 36. I get the feeling with the long count at the line of scrimmage, Mike Garrett, that he was audibilizing. They're changing something up.
I think you're right, Tom. And what it did give Yanni Jackson a chance to go after the linebacker of the Wildcats. He just blew him off the line. That's why you saw Todd, the fullback there, Lockwood pick up about 3 or 4 yards on that play.
Down to the 36, which is a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Darren Case and Reggie Johnson were there to stop him defensively. Again, Wellman wide to the right. Jackson now is an H-back. And the give to the tailback. Royster into the secondary. Spins to the 30. Well, this young sophomore really, as Hammerschmidt comes up along with Case to bring him down, Really shows you some good moves, doesn't he? Even on a short 4 or 5 yard gainer, he's not easy to bring down.
You know, Tom, you've been here and seen them all run, and now you comment about Rush, and he spins here. He doesn't give you much to hit, and he keeps movement going all the time, and he picks up the good yards.
He gets it to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down for the Trojans and about a yard to go. 383 yards to lead the Trojans. 3 touchdowns, rushing 64 times, averaging 6 yards a carry. The fullback, Lockwood, has got the first down at the 20, at the 15, at the 10. 5 touchdown USC. 30 yards, and Lockwood puts it in the end zone, and the Trojans go 84 yards to the opening drive and a score. For Scott Lockwood, Mike, that's his 2nd touchdown of the year.
And the key guy is 75. That's Tucker, who's going to blow his man out. Lockwood shows you he's tough, but now he's going to show you his speed. He's going to just pick it up, and you're going to notice he's not even worried. He's just going to glide in. He's a 9'6" man. He looks very quick.
I would hate to shortchange the son of a former great Trojan. That is his 4th touchdown run of the year. Scott Lockwood puts the Trojans on the board, an 86-yard drive. A couple of catches by Yanni Jackson. Basically, the Trojans running it up the field. And now Quinn Rodriguez out of a hold by co-captain Pat O'Hara. The kick is up, and it's good. Time out of the field with 11:06 remaining in the first quarter. 86 yards, making an 84-yard drive, and the lead Arizona 7-0. We'll be back right after this message.
If you're facing a legal problem, consider this. At the William K. Gamble Law Firm, you get experienced professionals and the latest technology on your side. The computerized law library ensures complete and timely research of your case. And the Gamble team has a winning track record in a variety of cases. In family law, criminal law, personal injury, and bankruptcy. Get the recognized expert. Get Gamble.
The excitement of the National Football League is back on cable television Sunday nights on TNT. Tune in and catch key interdivisional matchups of your favorite teams on Sunday Night NFL. These games on TNT are brought to you locally by TransKing Transmissions, serving the Tri-Counties for over 24 years, and the law firm of William K. Gamble. Dial 411 for the nearest location.
First quarter, 7-0, USC over Arizona. Scott Lockwood caps off the 84-yard drive with this 30-yard touchdown run.
This is a beautiful play. Lockwood's going to get hit by the safety here, Hammerschmidt. You watch him take that hit, doesn't bother him, keeps his balance, and he just takes off running.
Lockwood with his 4th touchdown run of the year, and now we'll have Runderstrom to kick off. 84 yards in 7 plays. 2 big plays outside of that 30-yarder. 25-yard toss from Marinovich to Yanni Jackson. Michael Bates is standing in the middle. Love it. And along with Vaughn as Runderstrom gets set to kick off for the Trojans. Michael Bates, who is the conference sprint champion. Boy, can he run. That's Lovett. But number 20, the guy in the middle, is the fellow you don't want to kick the football to. Runderstrom hits it. It's end over end and deep, coming to this side, and it's going to be out of bounds. It'll come out to the 35-yard line, and Arizona will have it there in very good field position as the Trojans, trying to kick it away from Bates, obviously, kicked it away from everybody. They're going to kick it over again.
Tom, on that play, Runderstrom is kind of afraid, as you stated. Number 5, number 20.
Don't kick it to this kid, number 20.
Michael Bates is something special. He will come back at you, and he's a tough guy. He doesn't mind taking it in there and getting a little beating and keep his feet and come at you.
He's 5'10" and 196 pounds. He's out of Tucson, Amphitheater High, and everybody, including the Trojans, tried to recruit this young man. He's part of a great sprint team over at Arizona. You can see he's averaging almost 24 yards a return. Lovett 18 and McGill 14, although McGill isn't in there. They've got Vaughn as the other man across the way. Here's Runderstrom to kick it again. They set him back to the 30 now. And USC leads 7-0, and Runnerstrom hits the football. Low bouncing kick. Coming down, Bates bobbles it, picks it up at the 16. Across the field, cuts back, horse-collared and driven down from behind at about the 32-yard line. Good coverage by the Trojans. And down there very quickly was Chesley. All right, going out is George Amalaulu out of Carson, California, sophomore, 193-pounder. His stats are interesting. He's got 112 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. He has completed 22 of 51 passes, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. It's obvious he and co-quarterback Beal would rather run it than throw it. Handoff. That's Greathouse. Runs into a lot of Trojans. They bring him down. Over there was Stephon Pace. Coming up from the secondary, getting a start is the young freshman Jason Oliver. Up front for Arizona, or at least we'll take a look at their offense. Hampton, McGill, Greathouse. You saw him carry the ball a moment ago. Jan and Griffith. Those are the backs and receivers. Up front, Fina, Warren, Toffelmeyer, Finian, Ganofo, and Smith, the offensive line. Pay attention, or you'll have to say Finian Ganofo 100 times. The snap, play action, gonna throw it. Malulu going deep, got a man downfield. It is, oh my, backs go. Everybody goes falling down, intended for Bates. Another flag goes down, and you know what they're going to hit Bates for? Taunting. They're going to throw the flag at Bates after they penalized the Trojans for offensive pass interference. Another flag at the line of scrimmage, and with Bates taunting the defender Hopkins, he gets a flag for that. This will be an interesting one to sort out. Take another look at this, Mike.
Yes, there's Hopkins trying to cover him. He knows he's beat because Bates can really fly. And there's Hopkins, goes over, you see the ball.
There's the penalty I told you about. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mike, but I wanted the crowd to hear that. Pass interference and unsportsmanlike conduct. Now you watch Bates right there as he's taunting Hopkins, see? Not a Phi Beta Kappa move.
You know, the college kids, and even in pro, they do that too much. They want to show off. This time it cost the player.
So it is going to be second down. 2nd and 9. Malulu as flags go down. Hands off. And straight ahead was McGill. Either McGill or Vaughn. They've got Vaughn as a running back. See about the flag. False start against the offense. Dead ball. I wonder why they ran the play. Couldn't get the whistle blown in time. That's interesting, isn't it? Dead ball.
I think the whistle was blown. The flag was thrown just before the snap. The team just went through the motions. That's why it's so closely timed.
Going to be second down and about 14 yards. Ball is back to the 28. Quarterback is Malulu. Back to throw. Comes straight downfield. Intercepted. Inbounds, no. Caught it off the field of play. The interception was taken by Stephon Pace, intended for Bates, but Pace picked it off just off the field of play.
It's really a rotating zone where the cornerback is playing short, the safety's playing deep, the safety comes over, almost makes the interception, he drops the ball.
Terry McDaniels, who had a magnificent game up at the farm, had a great game against Washington State. Gene Fruget, Don Gibson, his brother plays offensive center. Barber, Ross, Tuliao, Greg Hartzyker in the secondary. We have Holmes, Oliver, Hopkins, and Pace. 3rd down and 14. We told you Arizona loved to run it. Malulu's been back throwing the ball ever since. Has some time. Chase, gonna roll. He can move. They give ground. The pass is incomplete. Intended upfield for Vaughn. Knocked away by Pace.
This is great coverage here. Receivers coming across the field. Malulu is looking for him. Pace has to, behind the receiver, watch him. He goes right in front. That's Vaughn, and that's Pace right on. That's 9 on 9. That's a great defensive play by the safety for USC.
Scott Lockwood stands back at the Trojan 28. The up man at the 35 will be Hanna. Back to punt is Josh Miller, standing at the Arizona 12. 7-0. Trojans lead first period. Big rush. Ooh, just didn't get it away, and it's a low one. Coming to Hannah. Macon Conway at the 40, steps up to the 47. SC will have it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Good field position. They lead 7-0. 30 yards on the kick, 4 on the return. We'll be back after this.
It's the friendliest territory there is. First Interstate Bank territory, where thousands of people are ready to help you with your banking needs. Because only First Interstate has offices in more cities and states than any other bank system. So whether you're in your hometown or traveling out of town, come to First Interstate Bank and discover how nice it is to have a bank that can go the extra mile for you.
To the eye, the Lexus LS 400 looks like an elegantly contoured luxury sedan. To the wind, however, it doesn't look like much. The Lexus LS 400, the most aerodynamic luxury sedan in America.
USC football is brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. And by Great Western's family of companies, $40 billion strong. Brad Bandit, number 82, is in at a tight end spot for the Trojans. Wellman out of the huddle, wide to the right side. SC leads 7-0. Tailback is Nazio Royster. Up front, Spears at the fullback spot. Marinovich, the quarterback. Gibson is in at center, and Jackson in motion. A handoff to the tailback. Royster slips upfield to the 49. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Darren Case was there to bring him down. One of 4 captains for Dick Toomey. Case on defense, along with Lewis on defense and Zeno Alexander. And offensively for Arizona, their other game captain is Rick Warren, offensive guard. Spears goes out. Wallace comes in, leading the Trojans with a solo back, and that'd be Royster behind the line. Wellman's the slot back on the right side. And Wallace is flanked wide to the right. Play action, Marinovich throws on the run. High toss. Jackson pulls it down as he takes it upfield and down to the Arizona 43-yard line.
You know, play action does everything, and the Trojans will come at you with play action because Royster is so dangerous. You can see the Wildcats takes the fake. 88 is just wide open. He was open early. Shows you his good hands there. He gets the ball, and the one thing he does right here, he goes upfield. He's not playing fancy football. He goes upfield.
Jackson had 6 catches coming into this game, Mike, and all of a sudden he's got half that many in this ball game in the first period already. 3 catches, 43 yards. He, of course, is starting at the tight end spot. Mike Griffin out. Season-ending injury. Marinovich rolling. Wants to go deep for Wellman. Looking for him. He has it, but he's off the field of play. Boy, some tough defensive coverage. Lewis was there. Back there also was Todd Burton defensively.
Now, we talked about that matchup today. This is Todd here. He's looking for his deep man. That's Wellman. Darrell Lewis, who's the best corner in the country, is one-on-one with him. Todd has to lay it up perfectly. He's a little short, which gives Wellman a chance to get back. That could have been on purpose. And Wellman just couldn't hold on to it. Darrell Lewis is right. And now we get a closer shot here. Look at this. That's acrobatic athletes right there. Look at that. Oh, he just doesn't hold on.
They're both about the same size. See Gary Wellman with 7 catches and 2 touchdowns, averaging almost 28 yards a grab. 2nd and 10 at the Wildcat 43. Jackson in motion. Marinovich gives the ball to Lockwood. Cuts back in the middle, gets to the 40. He's shy of the first down by a considerable amount. Going to be 3rd down and about 7. Again, Case there at the bottom of the pile, and Rob Waldrop.
Jimmy Hopkins on the stop for the Wildcats.
Checking in now, number 46 coming in is Mike Parker at a linebacker spot. And going out, number 44 is Marcel Wade, Arizona. At the 40-yard line, 3rd down and a long 7. Backs are split. Wellman slotted left. Marinovich to throw. Has some time. Pass complete over the middle. Royster to the 30-yard line, and down he goes, tripped up by Parker. It'll be a first down.
You know, the Trojans have so many weapons, and they use all of them. Here you can see Todd looking. Halfback is coming across the middle. That's Royster. He takes the hit, but he gets a first down. He hits the ground pretty hard. He gets up slowly, but first down Trojans.
Marinovich has completed 4 out of 5 for 54 yards, and he's advancing very steadily up the ladder of great Trojan quarterbacks in completions and yardage and what have you, and he's very, very close to Jimmy Jones. In fact, probably would go by Jimmy. With a good afternoon here this afternoon. Ball at the 30, 1st and 10. Jackson in motion, reverse, in trouble. Oh, they get a block. Travis had a flag, and that's going to be a clipping call on Banta. And that play, A, took too long to develop, and B, the reverse went behind the line much too deep to be successful.
And C, you wonder why you do this, because you're running the ball right down the field, and now you're using trickery, and that's a dangerous toss there.
That really is. And when you've got him that deep, and you see Brad Banta with the clip, good call. Not the play, but the flag by the officials.
You know, the Trojans are just... You know, Tom, the Trojans are moving the ball down the field. Now, why stop yourself and do something like that?
That's a good question. I have no answer to that. Hanna goes out. Coming into the game now, number 1 is Wallace. Let's see who else is coming in with them. Wellman is in. Banta goes out. They've got Spears in. Mark the ball back at the Arizona 45-yard line. Going to be 1st and 25. Wellman right. Give to Royster. Comes back inside, got hit, was down at about the 43-yard line. Body's flying around in there pretty good. The guy who came up and forced him inside and got a piece of him first was Lewis. Nice play by Lewis.
Yes, and he had outside coverage. He read a run play, so he's then the first horseman, and he hit Royster pretty well.
Yes, once he knew, and he almost immediately realized they're not going to throw this baby, they're running it. He came right back in and was every bit as good as his press credentials would have you believe. He's a very talented back. Good football player. Wellman in the slot left. Backs a split. 2nd and 23. Marinovich rolling away from pressure. Throws it. Screen pass. Royster trying to make something happen. Unable to get it done as he's dropped close to the 46-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 26.
You know, what they want to do now, the Trojans expect great pressure. They do get it. They throw it to Royster, but also there are people out in the flank who's ready to make the play. And Hopkins, number 82, comes up and he puts the clincher on Royster.
So the Trojans, with the first down at the Arizona 30, have steadily in 3 plays gone backwards. And now they're back at the Arizona 46-yard line. So they've lost 16 yards, and it's 3rd and 26. Shotgun. Marinovich. That's a wobbler. Incomplete. Intended downfield for Scott, who couldn't get away from Rowland, who had real good position on him and just wouldn't let him get toward the ball. Well, big contingent of Arizona fans over for the game, and they set up a rousing round of applause for the defense, who looked to be in trouble. Suddenly, thanks to the Trojans and some good defense by the Wildcats, find SC now in a punting situation. Lewis is back at about the 10. You see Ronnie Dale averaging almost 42 yards a kick. And there's Lewis. Dale hits a high one. Turns it over nicely. It'll bounce inside the 5, skips into the end zone. The ball will come out to the 20. Arizona will have it 1st and 10 at their 20. 41-yard kick. 46-yard kick, no return. 7-0 Trojans lead. We'll be back right after this.
I was helping my client find her Halloween party. Let's try this trap door.
No Coors Light party here.
It's behind that panel.
You found it, my hero.
Join the fun at your favorite Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
Designated driver? Good.
eye, the Lexus LS 400 looks like an elegantly contoured luxury sedan. To the wind, however, it doesn't look like much. The Lexus LS 400, most aerodynamic luxury sedan in America.
A reminder, for all your scores, highlights, interviews, and more, tune into Press Box. We invite you to join Larry Burnett, Alan Massingale, and the rest of the Press Box team for sports news at its best. Sunday through Friday at 10 p.m. Press Box, right here on Prime Ticket. SC leads 7-0 over Arizona, and the ball is at the Wildcat 20-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. Trojans had a very nice second drive of the afternoon going when they had a first down at the Wildcat 30 and then promptly proceeded to find themselves in a hole, ending up with a 4th down and 26 in a kicking situation. Mala'ulu is in at quarterback, and George is back to pass. Gets a bit of a rush, throws it out, incomplete, into and out of the hands of Greathouse. Flag down on the play. But of course, Mike, we'd be the last to know, but Mala'ulu has thrown more passes today than Arizona likes to throw in any one game. Inadvertent flag, huh?
What the Wildcats are trying to do is figure out what the Trojan weaknesses is or are. But the problem here, Tom, they don't have confidence in their basic running game. They came here running the ball. They're second in the conference in running. They come to the Trojans here in the Coliseum, and now they're afraid to run, and that's not very good football.
Reggie McGill checks in, number 8. Going out of the game is Terry Vaughn, number 9 for Arizona. Mala'ulu is in at quarterback. They come up in an I formation. They send Jan wide to the right. Greathouse in motion. Hand off, tailback, straight up the middle. Hampton gets it out to the 28-yard line. Ross and Gibson combined for the stop.
This is what they do best. They give it to the big guy. This is Hampton here, and he's going to take on a linebacker. And boy, it takes around 3 Trojans to bring him down. That's what they do, and why get away from it?
222 pounds Hampton is, a junior. And he gets up ahead of steam, or even half ahead of steam, and he can put a hurt on you. Mala'ulu rolling to throw. Sets, fires it in the flat, complete. Caught at the 32-yard line by Hampton again. Buried there, but that'll be enough for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 32. Ross was the number 1 guy over there. Help coming up from Hopkins, along with Gibson and Brian Tuliao.
Tom, maybe they could continue to use Hampton because he's the only 2 successful plays they've had. They run him and they pass to him. He's a big guy and makes a big target.
5 first downs to 1 for the Trojans. SC leading 7-0. Now Greathouse goes out of the game, and into the ball game comes McGill. Pitches back, sweep left, turning the corner. McGill gets a couple out to the 34. Coming up to force him back inside was Oliver, number 43. Hartsacker is there. Tuliao. Mark it at the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now McGill goes out of the ball game. Some big people up front. Vince Smith, number 72, is 343 pounds. Finian Ganofo, number 61, is 332 pounds. That's the right side of the offensive line. Mala'ulu straight ahead. That's Greathouse. Takes it over the 40. Now they're going to mark him down at the 40. That'll be a gain of 6. 3rd and 2. Gene Fruget was there to make the stop.
That's good blocking. You see Greathouse, number 3 there. That was good blocking by the Wildcats front 4, or I should say offensive line. They blew back, Fruget and got the middle and let the fullback run, and they did.
Hampton comes out and Stridnick comes in. Greathouse leads Arizona in rushing, 4 touchdowns in the yardage figure. Stridnick is the fullback in the I formation. 3rd and 2. They pitch it to Greathouse on the sweep. Turns the corner. Well done. Boy, Greathouse went right by linebacker, and Gibson finally made the stop. First down at the 48, pickup of 8, 1st and 10.
Here's Greathouse, number 9. That's Hampton, I should say, Pace coming up to tackle. And even fullbacks can fake out free safeties this way. And free safeties are normally good tacklers, but the big guy made the move and got the first down. Here we get another look at it. Mala'ulu had to take a hit, and that's always costly, but the big guy gets past a free safety and gets the first down for the Wildcats.
At the 48-yard line, 7-0, Trojans lead. We've got 2.5 to go, first period. Play action. Mala'ulu to run, no. To throw, no. He goes down. Mark it at the Trojan 49, going to be a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7, and McDaniels comes up to make the stop.
So far, the Trojans have not stopped the Wildcats in this drive. Mala'ulu, who's a left-hander, is going to his right, which is tough for him. Now he sees nobody down there, and he takes off, but there's Daniels to make the tackle.
Coming out of the game now for Arizona is McGill. Wide to the left side. Jan. High formation, 2nd and 7. Mala'ulu to throw. Sets deep, steps up, gonna get away, going deep downfield, throws it over the head of his intended receiver, Jan.
And Tom, Jan should be embarrassed. He gave up on the play, and that's one of the things they teach you in workout. You never give up on your pass play, particularly when the quarterback's alive. And I say there's Tomey, he's not very happy about that.
But I tell you, there could have been embarrassing enough for everybody because the defender for SC kind of gave up on it too.
Simultaneously, and that's just a bad play on both behalves. But I think Calvin Holmes slowed up because of the pass receiver, Jan, slowed up.
Mala'ulu is 1 of 5 for 5 yards. McGill is in the slot left. Vaughn wide to the left. 3rd and 7. Give it to the fullback, and Skardig takes it to the Trojan 46. It's going to be 4th down and about 3 yards to go. Punting situation, and Miller comes in.
Wildcats should feel very good about that drive. They moved the ball. They didn't think they could do that against the Trojans defense, and they should feel very good on the next drive.
That was 34 yards worth of pretty good effort by Arizona. And now Miller to punt, and we've got Curtis Conway and Scott Lockwood as the deep men for the Trojans. Minute 24 remaining, first period. SC up 7-0. Not much of a rush. The punt's a high hanger. Fair catch signaled for by Conway at the 12. And SC will have it there. 1st and 10 at the 12. 35 yards, no returns. Some other games, and there have been some dandies played around the country, and some still going on. Show you some other scores. Virginia ranked number 1, 49-14 over Wake Forest. Wake Forest thinks the Cavaliers are number 1. I can tell you that.
I'll tell you.
29-20, Notre Dame outlasted Miami. What a tough ball game that was. Fighting Irish winning at home. 31-3, it's a final. Nebraska beating Oklahoma State. No upset there. Everybody's beating the Cowboys. 44-17, Houston rolling over SMU. We'll give you more in a moment. 1st and 10, ball at the Trojan 12-yard line. Marinovich to his fullback. Lockwood pops it up the middle. Gets it out to the 19-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. As Marcel Wade, along with Todd Burton, made the stop.
That 3-4 front didn't have much of a chance. The Trojans went double tight in. They just blew the center of the line out. Here you see Lockwood picks the hole, gets a little hit there, but it's a good game for the offense.
Wellman goes out, and Lockwood goes out. The ball is at the Trojan 19-yard line. 2nd down and about 3. Royster's the tailback. Spears is the up back or fullback in the I formation. Jackson, the H-back, goes in motion. 2nd down. Royster coming outside at the 20, 25. He's got speed. 30. Caught and brought down by Burton, who ran him down at about the 39-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 39.
Tom, a very simple play. You run an off tackle, gives the running back a chance to also jump outside if there's no hole there, and that's what he does. Is takes Todd Burton to run him down. Very easy yards when your linemen are blocking, and the running back get to see some area where he can go.
The young tight end, Brad Banta, was the man who put a pretty good block on the right end, the right side of that Arizona line that let Royster get outside. Spears and Lockwood in the backfield now. The pitch back to Lockwood. Coming to the short side. Hangs his way out very close to the 45. Burden making the stop. Well, this is the way the Trojans put that opening drive of 84 yards together. This is the way they put their second drive together before they went to page 2. We've got seconds ticking away here. The first period coming to a close. SC leading 7-0. We'll be back with more after we pause for this message.
I was helping my client find her Halloween party. Let's try this trap door. No Coors Light party here. It's behind that panel.
You found it, my hero.
Join the fun at your favorite Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
Designated driver? Good.
Storm watching has become a favorite pastime in Southern California. Geostorm, eye-catching, head-turning style. It's outselling the Nissan 240SX and the Ford Probe. It's fast, sleek, and affordable. And now with $800 factory cash, your cost, including destination charges, could be only $9,975. Be alert. Storm watching is catching on. Geostorm. See it at your Southern California Chevrolet and Geo dealer.
It's your call. Hey, what did the fans think?
Hey, Bill, you know, if you ask me, these players are making too much money today. What, you got 250 hitters making $1 million, $2 million a year? Come on, what do teachers make or plumbers?
If you want to get involved, it's 1-800-628-2255.
Bill, that last caller was full of it. It's the owners who are making too much money. The players deserve their fair share.
If you like diversity, you are going to love this show. It's your call with Bill McDonald on Prime Ticket. We're talking fun.
7-0 Trojans lead. Special honor down in the field for SC's all-time leading ground gainer and number 3 Heisman Trophy winner, number 12 in your program.
Number 1 in your heart.
You got it, Charlie White. I tell you, Mike, he is in such great shape today that he could go out and show Royster and everybody else on that football team how to run with it. There he is. What a sweetheart. All right, rolling is Marinovich, going to get hit, and down he goes for a loss back at the 37, blowing through there, and making a very big play for Arizona was Parker.
Here we get a shot. We're rolling to our right. Todd's looking down. There gets Marcel Brown, comes, gets penetration. Todd has no chance, and he gets tackled for a loss. There's Mike Parker, 6'3", 212. He made that tackle. He's from Pampa, Texas.
So the Trojans go from a 2nd down and 4 at the 45 to a 3rd and 12 back at the 37. Wellman is wide to the left. Marinovich is in a shotgun formation. Chased. Gets some running room. Threw it too far for Wallace. Had him wide open and overthrew him.
Wallace was open, but it was a tough read because, you know, Todd's running on this. Wallace is coming from all the way from the other side, and they just can't judge how fast he's going, so he leads them a little too far, and Wallace cannot make the catch.
Punting situation. Lewis is back as the safety for the Wildcats. And Dale is in to kick it away for the Trojans. 7-0. Trojans lead. Oh, and Dale just gets turned upside down. And what a punt to Lewis back at the 10. Turns outside, finds some room, and out he goes at about the 17-yard line. But they'll bring that back. We're not talking running into the kicker. We're talking discombobulating him. I mean, they turned him upside down.
That's Michael Bates. He's the guy who tried to block the punt. And they put him out there on the wide side of the line because he's the fastest on the team. He's going to fly right across Dale's face, but he's going to take Dale's body with it, too. Boy, that is a penalty. You could hurt a punter doing that.
Roughing the kicker, defense 15 yards, first down.
Here's Dale. You're the punter. Let's see how that would frighten you to death.
You know, I remember years ago in Miami, Rich Leon, who was a Trojan punter, got turned around like that, and they broke his leg, the Hurricanes did.
It also ended his career, too. He's a great receiver from Santa Ana College, and he was punting like that.
Going to mark it down to the Arizona 48. These quarter notes are brought to you by Great Western's family of companies, $40 billion strong, 159 yards to 35. Lockwood with a 30-yard touchdown run. Marinovich 5 of 7 for 51 yards. And as good as that 84-yard opening drive went, while the Trojans on subsequent drives have really stumbled and been their own worst enemy. First down. Tailback. Royster picks his way to the 40-yard line. Nice gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
What a dandy of a play in the middle of the line. Darren Chase is blitzing, number 50. Mark Spears picks him up and really nailed him. Now there's 50. Watch him go. He takes the fullback hit there. That gives Royster a chance to go downfield. Good blocking. Fullbacks are very important, and Darren Chase has to leave the game because he got a contusion on the thigh. There you see him.
So Case comes out of the game. Mazio Royster has got 49 yards and 7 carries. At the 40-yard line, 2nd and a long 2. Again to the tailback. Royster diving over the right side. He is close to, but just shy of the first down at the 39. It'll be 3rd and about a yard to go. Alexander was there, along with Parker, to make the stop. Close to the first down, but not nearly enough. Got a yard to go. Lockwood goes out.
Michelle Larry Smith got a nice haircut there, Tom. It's all
homecoming, and
yes.
Old friends coming from Arizona had to be at his best, look his best. Wow. Royster got turned every way but loose, but I think they're going to give him enough for the first down, Mike. Might be a very favorable spot for the Trojans, and I tell you, the middle of that Arizona Wildcat defense, led by Parker, really fought their way in there and gave them a very bad time of it.
This is
very close.
This is Royster's 3rd game, and I can say this is the first time I've seen him do something wrong as a running back. He should have just plunged in there and taken a big hit, but what he did was try and dance and pick up a first down. You don't do that. 3rd and 1, you go in there and take on the whole crowd.
You never know where they're going to spot it, and they never know when they're going to say, well, this was forward progress. You keep moving around in there, and they're liable to say,
you're short.
That's right. 4th down and about 6 inches to go. Now the crowd wants Smith to go for it. Of course, it's homecoming. Why not? They lead 7-0. Of course, the crowd won't have to answer the press in the locker room after the game if things go bad.
Easy for you to say, right?
That's right. So Lockwood comes in. Spears goes out. And from the looks of things, the ball just shy of the Arizona 38. It's going to be 4th down in inches. And SC's going for it.
Double tight end, so they're believing their offensive line.
Well, Lockwood gets the first down easily as he storms to the 35.
When you go double tight end, that's saying, let's go smash face football, what you said last week, Tom. And the Trojans did that, and they just blew out. Lockwood took the, really attacked. He wasn't dancing here. He's just looking for a hole. They blow out. Look at this. That's running at its best, and Lockwood won't just stop at 1 yard. He tries to pick up 5 more.
So out of the game goes Royster. Lockwood out of Boulder, Colorado, a junior. Boy, he's a young guy that's been asked to do double duty. When Ricky Irvins went down, he was playing the fullback spot as well as the tailback spot, available to go in either position. Handoff, there's Lockwood again. Couple this time to about the 32-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Making the stop, Glonick. Big middle guard. Checking in now, big number 65. Coming on the field, that's Pumele. And coming out is Johnson, Reggie Johnson. Another fresh body going in is Parker.
Tom, number 96, Glonick, is a transfer from Iowa. Couldn't play last year because they kicked him off the team. This year he's a stalwart in the middle of the line. He made a great play.
Lockwood's got 54 yards on 7 carries, including that 30-yard touchdown scamper. Marinovich give on a delay to Lockwood. He gets to the 31. That play needs some refining, Mike.
Yeah, that play needs not to be called.
Pumele was there to make the stop at the 31. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Well, we're tough to please. A while ago, we wanted him to run that baby up the middle. instead of the reverses. And Larry Smith is over there saying, I wonder what those two guys really want us to do here.
What you want to do is give your back a chance to do something. Don't put him in a hole where he only has one place to go. That's my motto.
All right, 3rd down and 7 at the 31-yard line. Marinovich to throw. Over the middle. Oh, my. And Lockwood wide open. I think Lockwood has another touchdown if Marinovich just gets the ball up a foot.
I think Lockwood's going to discuss it. He's walking towards Todd now. Here, Todd is moving. It's always your feet when that happens because you're not getting your body in position. Therefore, it's a bad throw. And Lockwood saying, what happened? You always do better than that.
All he had to do was, as you said, set his feet, and he's got an easy 1st down and maybe a TD. We're going to have a field goal try of 48 yards. Pat O'Hara will hold it, and Quinn Rodriguez will hit it. His longest is 47. This would be an all-time for him, 48. Now he hits it. He's got the distance. His longest ever. Quinn Rodriguez, who's really having a magnificent season. With 10:41 remaining in the 1st half, the Trojans lead Arizona 10-0. We'll be back with more right after this.
It's the best territory there is. First Interstate Bank territory. Because First Interstate has the best checking account there is. So you can cash your personal check for up to $1,000 in more cities and states than with any other bank system. And with a First Interstate Bank card, you can get cash all across the U.S. through Cirrus ATMs. So open a checking account at First Interstate Bank and discover how nice it is to have a bank that can go the extra mile for you.
The U.S. used a satellite to study Venus. The Soviets used a satellite to study Mars. Now, Lexus is using a satellite to pinpoint Tim Murphy's last oil change. At Lexus, we're linked to a satellite system that can instantly transmit your maintenance history to any dealer in the country. You see, we don't just promise you the sky, we deliver it.
Trojans 10, Arizona Wildcats nothing. You're watching USC football on the Prime Ticket Network. 2nd period of play.
Travel arranged through US Air with nearly 3,000 daily departures to over 170 cities across the country. US Air, America's most frequent flyer.
That drive that the Trojans put together was kept alive by that roughing the kicker call, remember? Middle of the field, we've got Bates, number 20, waiting to run this one back. And that's Runnerstrom, who will be kicking off. Trojans hope not to Bates, who could put Arizona right back in this ball game in a very big hurry. Michael Bates, out of Tucson. Boy, I tell you, this guy's a real sprinter. The ball is in the air and going to the far side and bounces and goes out of bounds. Boy, it's almost skipped into the end zone. That's the 2nd time that Runnerstrom has kicked it away from Bates, and to no avail. Going to bring it back, and you'll have to kick it again.
Illegal procedure by the kicking team. Free kick out of bounds. 5 yards, repeat kick.
Mazio Royster, is that a little limp we see over there?
Looks like an ankle twist. Irvins is hurt with a bad ankle. Now Royster is favoring his right one.
I feel like that.
Someone said he's got a problem with one of his toes. So they'll take it back to the 30 now, and Runnerstrom will try again. He hits this one. It's a low bouncer. Coming down, taken by Bates, who bobbles it at the 20. Coming this way at the 25. Turns the corner at the 30. He slips and goes down as he crosses the 40. I was about to say, don't say we didn't warn you. The Trojans may have had him headed off. At any rate, it's going to be Arizona's ball on their own 42-yard line.
You know, Tom, there's nothing like speed, and when you give speed a chance to outrun you, they'll do it every time. Michael Bates get outside, and he starts flying. Oh, boy, like you said, the 12th man was at outside, the chalk mark there, so he slipped trying to turn it up, and lucky for the Trojans.
You know what often happens when you bobble it? Everybody has a tendency to kind of hesitate for a second, and more often than not, the guy who picks it up can run with it. Mala'ulu flips it back to Greathouse, turning the corner, driven out of bounds across the way at the Arizona 48-yard line. Going to be a pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
The Wildcats move the ball very well in their last possession. They come right back this play, fake the belly to the fullback, pitch it to the halfback, and their offense is hopping now.
You know, I've been looking through the book, and I finally found the page I wanted. I don't know how many fans realize that the goalposts are a lot more narrow this year than they were last. They've taken them from 23 feet 4 inches to 18 feet 6 inches. They're skinny. So that 48-yarder by Rodriguez is really impressive. Straight ahead, and Stridnick gets very little, maybe a yard, close to the 50, but not enough for a first down. Brought down by Ross. Going to be 3rd, and we'll call it 3 at the 49.
You know, the best way to stop a running game is get a very aggressive linebacker who fills the hole. Hey, there's number 35, Scott Ross. Has been doing it all year. Good tackle.
6'2" and 235, a senior from El Toro. I don't think I've ever seen him. Well, he didn't have a smile on his face. Oh, maybe up in Seattle or back at South Bend. There's the toss. Mala'ulu, and he gives it to Greathouse, and he's very close. I think he's got the first down at the Trojan 48.
Now you see why the option offense is so tough to stop. They'll pitch it right, and they'll come back left, but all the time faking that fullback dive. Boy, the quarterback takes a hit there from Barber. Now you see Greathouse just makes the quick move, or Stridnick makes a move, and Pace can't stop him for the first down.
Going off the field is Greathouse, carrying the ball. Looks like he came up either with cramps or his left leg is a problem. We hope it's nothing serious. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 48. Mala'ulu, play action, back to throw. The left-hander turns it loose downfield. He's got a man. That's Bates. Bates is at the 5. Touchdown, Arizona. 48 yards. And the Wildcats are right back in this one.
Tom, we were saying the last possession, they moved the ball very well. Now, Mala'ulu is not known for his pass, but Bates is running a post pattern. He's wide open. He lays it out there. There it is. Even though it's a little late, it's tough for the Trojans to get it. And McCowan can't pull him down. I should say Hopkins, and Bates falls in for the touchdown.
There were a lot of Cardinal jerseys back there, too, but Bates was behind all of them. Now Costin for the extra point. It's good, and with time out on the field, Arizona's right back in it. 9:20 remaining here in the first half. Arizona 7, USC 10. We'll be right back.
Wilson, vision and leadership while watching the bottom line. As mayor of San Diego, he brought the first modern light rail mass transit system to California.
We built it on time, under budget, and without federal funding.
He was ahead of his time, cutting the San Diego property tax rate by 25%, and this was before Proposition 13. In fact, Pete Wilson is the only candidate for governor who has balanced 11 straight budgets without raising taxes. Pete Wilson for governor.
Very big play for the Wildcats. George Mala'ulu gets his first touchdown toss of the year, and Bates gets his first touchdown catch of the year. 48 yards, a lot of time, and a post pattern, and he's behind 2 Trojan defenders. Hopkins grabs him and spins him around, but Bates is a very strong runner and a very powerful guy. And he just spins and steps his way in the end zone. There's Michael Bates out of Tucson, Amphitheater High. So it's 10-7. We've got 9:20 to go in this first half. And now, Arizona will kick off. Costin set to kick it to the Trojans. Hanna in Conway, the two twin deep men. This is a ball that bounces right off the chest of a Trojan, but you see, the ball, I don't think, went 10 yards, did it?
Doesn't have to. It hits the offensive team. It's live once that happens, and the 10-yard rule is not a fact.
They marked it Trojan ball. Now Arizona says we've got it. The officials have indicated it was SC's ball. Now they're giving it to Arizona. Ball hit David Webb, and Arizona's going to have it first down at the Arizona 49. Their first indication. In fact, they indicated twice that SC had the ball.
Here we get a look at it. It's going to be kicked now. Now the question is, does it go 10 yards? But more importantly, when right at the SC ball player hits him, that ball's live. Now whoever recovers it has the ball. If SC recovers it, obviously it's theirs, and the Wildcats get the ball.
The kicker's recovered. White's ball.
Well, the officials have finally decided the kicking team recovered it. And so it'll be first and 10 Arizona at the Wildcat 49-yard line. 10-7, the Trojans lead. And the SC defense is going to have to toughen up against the run, and especially the pass. Mala'ulu, not a passing quarterback, has already thrown one in the end zone. He's back to throw again. Passes out in the flat, incomplete. Tried to get it to McGill. Gibson was there on defense.
You know, Tom, normally you don't have a defensive end covering the screen there, but Gibson's right there on the pass, potential receiver, the back. He almost intercepts it.
Into the game comes David Lockhart with a play from the bench. He's number 1. McGill is the tailback, and Bates is a slot back on the left side. Second down and 10. Mala'ulu going to run it on the option, pitches it back, and driven out of bounds for a loss at the 48-yard line. Barber over there, McGill driven out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 11 at the Arizona 48.
Interesting notion. The Trojans, when they play well, is when defense takes control of the game. Here, they just have an option here, and you'll see 6 or 7 Trojans out there, and they're just going to hurt somebody. They're coming out there playing mean.
Terry McDaniels was the first guy in there that forced Mala'ulu to do something with it besides carry it. Decided, I think this is the best spot to be. Now wants the football. If I throw this away, he may leave me alone. McDaniels did. High formation. Receiver set to the right side. 3rd and 11. Mala'ulu back to throw and has time. Pass is complete to midfield. To the Trojan 45, short of the first down. Lovett was the man who caught it. It'll be 4th down. Pickup of 7. It'll be 4th and 4 at the Trojan 45. And coming on now is Miller to punt. Going back is Lockwood as Mala'ulu comes off the field. We haven't seen Field yet.
Got Lockwood back to receive for the Trojans.
Miller standing at his own 40-yard line. Snap, pretty good rush. He hits a high pooch punt. Fair catch, says Lockwood. And it takes a Trojan bounce. Oh, no. Out of bounds at the 1-foot line. 44 yards and no return. And the Trojans will start 99 yards away from the end zone. We'll be back. 10-7, SC leads.
Did you know that a yearly transmission service is the best way to get the maximum life from your automatic transmission? Transfluid turns to a varnish when it's subjected to heat. Varnish causes the friction material to fail. The result is major repairs. For $38, we'll correct all the adjustments, change the fluid, and put in a new pan gasket. You get a great deal at a modest price. I get a friend who recommends my shops. We both win.
If you're facing a legal problem, consider this. At the William K. Gamble Law Firm, you get experienced professionals and the latest technology on your side. The computerized law library ensures complete and timely research of your case. And the Gamble team has a winning track record in a variety of cases. In family law, criminal law, personal injury, and bankruptcy. Get the recognized expert. Get Gamble.
USC football is brought to you by Lexus Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. And by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. Well, you couldn't hit a wedge shot any better than this. That punt by Miller looked as though it was headed for the end zone, bounces and goes suddenly dead sideways away from Lockwood and out of bounds.
There's a fumble.
Big pile up. Arizona says they've got a touchdown.
That snap from center may be the problem.
Well, it's listed as no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 6-inch line.
Tom, the way Marinovich fell, looks like he lost the snap from the center and just fell straight down to protect the ball, and luckily for him.
Well, if he did, that'd be about the 7th time in the last 3 games. Marinovich rolling, still in the end zone. Throws it downfield for Wellman, way too far. 3rd down and 10 at the 6-inch line. Hammerschmidt back defending on Wellman.
You know, Tom, what you look for quite often in the game is to see which team is losing their confidence. And at one time, the Wildcats were out of this game. The Trojans brought them back. They score. Now they have the Trojans inside their 5, and they feel pretty good.
A late arrival on the field for the Trojans. 13 seconds remain to get this play off. Alec Mahorn is in. Lockwood running very hard, takes it out to the 7, but that is not anything more than just 4th down and punting it away. Alexander made the stop. Lewis is going back as the solo safety. And Arizona's really pinned the Trojans deep in SC territory with 7:09 to go in the half. Lewis is standing at the Trojan 45-yard line. Dale is back a yard from the back line of the end zone. Pretty good rush, and he drives it out of there, and it's a beautiful punt. Drives Lewis to the 42, 45, midfield. Stumbles, dives down to the Trojan 35-yard line. Well, it was a great punt, but the coverage wasn't much. Barber finally tripped him up, a 53-yard kick, and the return was 24 yards. Arizona's in prime position. Ball is at the Trojan 35. Dick Toomey's got to be feeling pretty good about the way his team is playing today. At Arizona, 23-14-3, but at Hawaii and other spots, 86-60 overall. Mala'ulu's the quarterback. Hands the ball to his fullback, who squirms to the 32-yard line, Stridnick. Tuliao and Frugier make the stop at the 31, a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
You know, when the Wildcats play well, it's because the offense spurs them on. The Trojans play well when the defense spurs them on. So now the two irresistible forces go against each other.
2nd down, 6 yards to go at the 31. Bates is in motion. Mala'ulu hands the ball off to McGill, and he is to the 30-yard line. Might have gotten inside. No, just a yard. 3rd and 5 at the 30.
Boy, there was some popping on that last play. The Trojan defensive line got penetration, and the fullback took it in there and went full bust. Boy, that was a great hit in that play.
Arizona with a 3rd and 5 wants to take a timeout. Mala'ulu's coming over to talk with Dick Tomey. We've got 5:46 to go in the first half. Trojans have a slim 3-point lead. We'll be back after this timeout.
This is where the legend began, in places like Boulder, Telluride, and Santa Fe, when people came for the good times and discovered the beer made with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. A beer you couldn't get most places. So they took some home and the legend started to grow. Today, people are thirsty for a lighter, more refreshing premium beer. Funny how the one they're looking for is the one that's been there all along. Original Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend.
At Home Club, you always save money. But sometimes it's even more important to save time. And that's when our new fast checkout can help. Because we guarantee that if there's ever more than 3 people in a line, we'll open another register. So if you want a store that'll get you out fast, get into Home Club. Home Club, now with the fastest checkout in the business.
We're at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Homecoming for the University of Southern California. And Arizona trying to spoil all the celebrating. Trojans lead 10-7. Field goal, his longest, 48 yards by Quinn Rodriguez, and a 30-yard touchdown run by Scott Lockwood. 48-yard pass. Mala'ulu to Bates. 3rd and 5. Mala'ulu rolling, throws it out in the flat. Bates can't handle it. Bates had it, couldn't handle it. It's going to be 4th down.
This is a play action. Mala'ulu's looking for Bates, his most dangerous possession man who can really run. He sees the pressure if it gets to catch the ball first, and he stops the offense.
Well, we'll see about a try for a field goal. It'll be a 47-yard effort for Costin. 47-yarder. Set. Snap is low, it's down, it's in the air and long enough. Wide to the left. So the Trojans buried at their 1-yard line. A 53-yard punt returned half that back again. Gave Arizona great field position, but the defense stopped them cold. And now SC will take over on their own 36-yard line.
Here's Gary Gostin. He's going to kick, Costin's going to kick this. It looks like it's good at this moment. As it crosses the goal post, it's just a little left. Boy, he's upset.
Body, oh yeah, oh, he's just moving below.
It's kind of like when I hit my wedge and you say, Mike, you blew it again.
And so he's unable to connect on that 46, 47-yarder. The Trojans take over at their own 30. Turns, play action, rolling to his left, sets, goes downfield, he's got his man, threw it too far, had Wallace wide open, didn't get it to him.
Wallace on that play, Tom, had Todd Burton one-on-one, drove him off the line of scrimmage, made the cut to the post, wide open. Look at Todd, he knew he overthrew that, kind of upset. Oh.
Last week, Marinovich was picture perfect, Pac-10 player of the game and of the week. He's 5 of 11.
Alabama 9, Tennessee 6.
Scott Ross being looked to by Dr. Deal. They're working on his wrist a little bit. Trust me on that. Out of the shotgun, low snap. Marinovich right over the middle, complete. Royster slides his way up to about the 44-yard line, and that'll be good for a 1st and 10.
Alexander on the tackle.
Alexander came over to make the stop.
Todd makes the read. They have 2 outside receivers are going bombs. The halfback goes over the middle. Royster's getting too nifty for his own good. Sometimes he should just take it up and take some people on.
Mark it out to the 44. Royster checks out of the lineup. 6 of 12, 65 yards. 10-7. Give to Lockwood. Trying to find a place to run. Can't. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 at the 44. Down he went. Case makes the stop.
You know, there's a lot of people slipping today, and as an indication, maybe the turf is kind of loose there, Tom. But you know what they say about slipping. After a while, after you slip once or twice, that's a mental thing. You should adjust.
Rowland comes out of the ballgame. Scored just in that California beat UCLA 38-31. Shotgun. Marinovich over the middle. High toss, but caught at the 49-yard line. Lockwood Lockwood pulls it down. Wade made the hit. It's going to be a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 49. Lockwood is not the tallest target in the world, and he really paid for that reaching reception. Just gave you that final, 38-31. Cal Bears. USC plays them here in a couple of weeks. 18-year streak comes to an end up at Strawberry Canyon. Boy, will they have a time up there tonight. Pitch back, Lockwood, midfield. Excuse me, Royster gets only to the 48. And so it's going to be 4th down, and the Trojans will send in the kicking unit. 4th and about 2. So SC unable to move the ball.
The Wildcat, 48-yard line.
Dropping back is Lewis. Dale will be in to punt. Had a 53-yarder a moment ago. Stands back at his own 37. Lewis looking into the sunshine at the 10-yard line at the other end of the Coliseum. This one is a low punt coming down, bouncing. Lewis takes it over the shoulder and goes down at the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. 37 yards and no return. We've got 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's burn or be burned when Calgary comes to town, and the Flames are pretty steamed over their playoff loss to the Kings. Don't miss this hot night of hockey action. The Kings and the Calgary Flames, Tuesday night at 7:30, right here on Prime Ticket. Well, I would imagine this homecoming crowd, predominantly pulling for the Trojans, would say it's time for the defense to bottle up this Arizona attack, Mike, and give SC the ball back in the closing moments of this first half. Washington buried Stanford 52-16. Straight ahead, the fullback gets it out to about the 15-yard line. McGill. 2nd and 6. Iowa with the big win over Michigan, 24-23. I don't know who's coming to the Rose Bowl from the Big Ten. I don't think they know. Could be Illinois, could be Iowa. Georgia Tech and North Carolina, 13 all.
It's a tough year across the nation. A lot of evenly matched teams.
2nd down and about 6 at the Arizona 15-yard line. Trojans lead 10-7. Mala'ulu pitches it back. Outside, but not very far, as Greathouse to about the 17-yard line. It gets 2, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 at the 17. Tuliao brought him down.
Real simple football here is just head against head. Wildcats are going at the Trojans' defense and moving the ball fairly well.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Jan checks in. Kyle Jan for Arizona. Coming out of the game is Lovett. Tailback is McGill. Mala'ulu rolling to throw, gets away, throws it upfield, intercepted. Into the end zone, Holmes for the touchdown, 24 yards. Flag down, hold everything. Flag down, hold everything at the 18-yard line. Could be against the Arizona Wildcats.
Illegal motion, offense, touchdown.
So Holmes will have the touchdown on the interception. And for Holmes, it's his first and his first touchdown.
All year, the defense has been asking, they've been asking defense to do the impossible, and they do it again here against the Wildcats. Mala'ulu is running out. He sees his fullback, Hampton, there, and he pitches it kind of underhand or tosses it. Fullback did catch it. There was Calvin Holmes. He picks it off and he walks in.
But I tell you, that toss by Mala'ulu was the worst-looking pass he's thrown. It was what you might call an option toss. Catch either end of that.
We know he's
right off his fullback's hand.
You're right there, Tom. You know he's ambidextrous, so he can go right or left. This time he went left. He just tossed it out like a toss play. It was kind of tough for the fullback to make the catch.
16-7, the Trojans lead. Rodriguez out of a hold by O'Hara. High snap. Brad put it up in the air, but O'Hara Mala pulled it down 17-7 with a minute 32 remaining here in this first half. So Holmes gets his first interception and his first touchdown. Well, how quickly the fortunes of war and football can change, huh? Watch it again, and really, Mala'ulu wishes he'd never made this play.
That's right. He's competitive, though, and that's why he tosses it there. Hampton just can't get that ball that's moving kind of awkwardly in the air. Holmes is there. He has an easy time with it, and he scores.
So, momentum swings back to the Trojans. That is the fourth interception thrown by Mala'ulu this year. And earlier in this period, he got his first touchdown toss. Trojans will benefit also by having a 5-yard walk-off for illegal motion against Arizona, so they'll be there at the 40-yard line. Calvin Holmes came to the university as a tailback. Well, cornerbacks get running into the end zone. There's Michael Bates.
You know, Tom, when he ran in the end zone, he looked like a tailback, didn't he? Had that nice move about him.
You say so, because I just know what they look like from 200 yards away. Runners from the kickoff. Lovett is wide to the far side. Bates is in the middle. Kickoff is high, end over end, and Bates in the end zone. Boy, he who hesitates gets it out at the 20 with the first and 10.
Particularly when Terry Vaughn says, don't do it, don't do it.
Mala'ulu will be back on the field. Ronnie Veal, he's number 10. Hasn't gotten a chance to play yet. He stands there. Mala'ulu has been in there the entire game, and that is really a big departure for Coach Dick Toomey. He changes quarterbacks almost every other down, or so it seems he's done so. But Veal remains on the sideline. Minute 32 to go in this first half. Ball at the 20. Mala'ulu to throw. Being chased. Giving ground. Gets away. He goes down at about the 28-yard line. Barber brings him down. He's a good runner.
He really frightens you when he gets outside the pursuit, because McGinnis, number 55, had a shot at him. You'll see he just play action fakes there. Then he feels 55 chasing him, and McGinnis can fly. And Mala'ulu makes it look very simple, easy for me to say, and he goes right down the field, picks up some yards.
All right, mark it at the 28-yard line. 2nd and 2. Toffelmeyer, the center, was shaken up. High formation. Minute remaining in the half. The tailback, he hurdles a couple of guys, and McGill takes it out to the 44 for a big first down. 16-yard pickup. Oliver makes the stop, and Arizona in the hurry-up offense. Clock shows 56 seconds. Ball out at the 43. 1st and 10. And now the officials are going to stop the clock with 55 seconds remaining.
104, please.
He's going back to the timer right now, Tom.
Well, apparently the
time remaining is 104. 104.
Apparently they had to move the chains, and the clock just kept on rolling. And of course, they moved the chains, and then the clock goes. So a minute 4 remaining, and now the clock ticks away, and Mala'ulu is back to pass, steps up and throws it, is batted away at the line of scrimmage. Barber was there to bat it away. One of the Wildcats is down at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Vincent Smith, their big tackle.
Big. He weighs 343 pounds.
He doesn't miss a team meal, I promise you.
And he's only a sophomore. I do hope he stops growing.
Sherman Plunkett, I think you have a distant relative here.
Boy, is he big, huh?
Can you imagine what it feels like to be 343 pounds?
What does it feel like to run into him? Or have him run into you?
Oh.
It'll be second down and 10 at the 43.
I hope he's a nice guy.
56 seconds remain in the half. McGill in motion. Mala'ulu hands off to the second back, and that is Hampton, and he spun around and dropped at the 45. Fruget hit him. Going to be third down and 8. Clock shows 45 seconds, and Arizona has stopped the clock. Arizona has one timeout left. And Mala'ulu comes over to talk with head coach Dick Tomey. Mala'ulu is a sophomore out of Carson. Iowa State beat Oklahoma 33-31 in the Big 8, and that was down at Norman. Florida just buried Akron. What a mismatch. 59-0, huh? Mississippi over Arkansas State 42-13. Texas beats Arkansas 49-17. Beat up on them. They're leaving the conference. Minnesota beat Indiana 12-0. What a wonderful country, huh? Clemson over North Carolina State 24-17. Baylor and Texas A&M in a 20-all tie. I thought Indiana was really a Rose Bowl possible. Penn State buries Boston College 40-21. Louisville, Howard Schnellenberger's ball club, beat Paul Hackett 27-20. Larry Smith, his team up 17-7. On the far sidelines, George Mala'ulu at his own 45-yard line with a 3rd and 8, and he's back to throw it. Chase gets away. Chase some more. Throws complete. McGill sidelines out of bounds. First down at the Trojan 46. Nice pickup. Well thrown. He's a left-hander, Mala'ulu, and rolling to his right. Still throws the ball well.
You know, Tom, the Trojans are playing, only have a 3-man rush, so they're playing like a prevent. And Mala'ulu then has a lot of time to circle the field and pick out his man. That time he got McGill, and that was a good gain, and he's getting more dangerous as the clock ticks.
You could have gone all ball game without telling me that. 4 out of 12 for Mala'ulu, 69 yards.
Let me say prevent again to you. Prevent.
Touchdown toss to Bates. First and 10. 37 seconds remain in the half. Mala'ulu back to throw. Has time. Sets. Chase. Rolling away. He's got 5, 10. Down to the Trojan 32-yard line. Run down by Fruget. 14 yards and a first and 10. Clock shows 27 seconds, and now they'll mark it ready for play. He throws it in the ground to stop the clock.
I'm kind of confused. I'm not too sure what he wanted to do on that play. But did he really want to throw it down? Boy, that was obvious. And he just, let's stop the clock.
Well, this brings up an interesting point. I know the pros do that. It automatically stops the clock. But it's been my impression that you have to throw the ball at a receiver or somebody that's eligible to catch it.
He did. I think his halfback was laying flat on his back, and he threw it right down there. Boy, that's unbelievable.
If he were back, say, 5 or 6 yards and threw it to the sideline and nobody was there, it would have been intentional grounding. And now what? 23 seconds remain, and now they've taken their last time out. So the Wildcats use their last timeout. 23 seconds remaining in this first half. Trojans lead 17-7, and the Wildcats trying to turn something into something here. USC continues its Rose Bowl quest in Tempe. They'll tangle with the Sun Devils of Arizona State. Another critical test for Larry Smith's crew. See if they can pass it. USC and Arizona State, Sunday night at 10:30, just after press box, right here. Prime Ticket. So, might remind you that our Pac-10 Prime Ticket Network game of the week is Arizona State at Oregon. It'll be coming up later tonight. Trojan band member. Well, we're talking serious here.
Yes. Besides being dressed in a band uniform, he has SC in his glasses. Boy, I think he's SC in and out.
Ball at the 32. Trojans are in Tempe next week. 23 seconds remain. No timeouts for Arizona. First down. I beg your pardon. Second down. Malaulu to throw. Chased. Hit. Buried at the 40. Loose football. No. Third and about 18 at the 40.
Trojans are teeing off. They know that Malaulu wants to pass. That's Kirk Barber. He gets penetration. He gets help with a couple of Trojans, and then time's running out.
So Malaulu throws it on the turf to stop the clock with 3 seconds.
You know, they have a choice. They either try a long field goal or throw a Hail Mary up there. Either one.
Ball is at the 40-yard line. There's Don Gibson, who has survived a severe knee and an ankle. Put pins in it, if you will. And he's back to play this year and leads this Trojan defensive unit. Aside from overcoming a lot of physical problems, this is a very personable young man. And if you'll stay with us at halftime, you'll enjoy meeting him, as Randy Hall, reporter for Prime Network, will do an in-depth report with this young man, Don Gibson. A nice halftime feature for you. Fourth down. Malaulu back to throw. Set, steps up, puts it in the air, a mile downfield. It is intercepted. No, batted away. Picked off the turf by Hopkins. But that brings us to the end of the first half. And so the Trojans lead 17-7 here at halftime. A wild, emotional ball game. We'll be back after we pause for this message. 17-7. Marinovich not having the kind of a day that he had a week ago. But in this day and age of college football, not easy to be up at the top of your game week in and week out. A lot of distractions, of course. Pac-10 Player of the Week. This week, 7 of 13, 71 yards. And George Malaulu, who really doesn't come into this game as a passing quarterback. He had thrown the ball 51 times, completing 22 of them. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. While he's got a touchdown, he also has his 4th interception. And strangely enough, Mike Garrett, I thought we'd see Veal on almost every other play. He hasn't been in the ball game yet.
And one of the things they're doing in offense is Malaulu does not have to run the ball as much. Therefore, he's fresh, and therefore you can keep him in the game.
All right, Runnerstrom will be kicking off, and you saw Bates there a moment ago. He's the dangerous return man. 17-7, SC leads, and we're about to get this second half underway. Arizona State and Oregon will be coming up a bit later. And, of course, this game coming to you live from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Evening coming on us, 5:30. Shadows are lengthening a bit. The field is now completely in shadows. There's Bates. He's all set to go. Runnerstrom advances on the ball. High end over end, not all that deep. Bates takes it at the 10. 20. Spun around and pulled down at about the 24-yard line. Downfield very quickly. Looked like Willie McGinnis was the man who was there first. Arizona, 1st and 10, and the Cats will have it. Injured player down in the field at about the, we'll call it the 25. Glasses, see.
That's Chesley, 70-52.
Chesley is
yes.
Up on the play, huh? Dr. Semmel's out there along with Jack Ward. Medical staff. Byron's out.
Tom, if he's hurt, Dr. Semmel's there. He'll take care of him.
Yep.
He's been an institution at SC a long time. There's 52, Chesley. Very good football player.
Several members of the Chesley family that have come from back east to play at the university. Boy, that family's a story. Out of Indian Head, Maryland, I think of all the boys and all the girls in that family, everyone gets a college education and a degree.
That's terrific.
Amazing family. see Ronnie Veal for the first time. He hands off to his tailback, who finds the Trojan line waiting for him. McGill is just buried almost in his tracks. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 25. Ross and Tulio were there to make the stop. Scott Ross kind of banged up a little bit, but he's back in there. Fernandina Beach, Florida. 5'10", senior. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 19 of 31. Quarterbacks in Arizona really don't throw it much. Love to run it. They've thrown it more today than you would ordinarily see him do. Keeps it on the option. Pitching back. Trying to turn the corner. Great house. Or is it McGill? It's McGill. Trojan defense. Look at that. There's got to be 8 of the 11 Cardinal jerseys over there around McGill, led by Barber.
What happens when you put Veal in, you know they're going to run, and the Trojan defense are responding accordingly. And now they have around 6 or 7 guys, as you mentioned, Tom, and they have inside out on the ball carrier, and they're making an easy play.
So it is 3rd down at about 8. Heard Barber talking about stories. He was player of the year coming out of high school, Paducah, Kentucky. And boy, talk about quick as a cat. This is some outside linebackers. High formation, 3rd and 8. Veal, play action to throw, rolling, looking, he'll run it. Out to the 30, 35, 36-yard line, and he will have a first down. Gibson makes the stop.
It's obvious that Tomey thinks that they can move the ball by just running, just give a little feint of a pass, and Veal, who's a better runner than Mala'ulu, sees the opening, and he doesn't even wait a second. He just turns it up and picks up the first down. Takes a good hit, he gets the first down.
Ronnie Veal, senior. Last year in that Trojan 23-3 win, he was 6 of 16, 16 yards, intercepted once. Keeps it on the option, pitches it back, turning the corner, Lovett at the midfield stripe and out of bounds and inside the Trojan 40, caught by Holmes. Boy, I'll tell you, when you run that option and run it to perfection, you've got yourself a lot of trouble for the defense.
Boy, when they said Veal starts the second half, that meant put your chin straps on. We're running the ball. He tosses out to Lovett. He makes it a foot race with Holmes, and think that Holmes has a good inside out and can run, and he pulls him down after a big gain for that was a 26-yard run by Lovett.
Mark the ball at the Trojan 38. Arizona starting the 3rd period with a very nice drive. Ronnie Veal, the quarterback, engineering it. Long count. Takes the snap, gives it to the second man. That's Lovett. Stop him at the line of scrimmage. Tulio was there to make the stop.
On that play, the Trojans went to their conventional 3-4 defense, playing strictly run.
4th on the team with 35 tackles this year. Brian Tulio is a senior from Long Beach Poly High School. Now we've got McGill coming out. Coming out also is Jan. Into the ball game is Lockhart, wide to the left, and Vaughn is flanked to the right side. 2nd and 10. Arizona. In motion is Lovett. Leo throws it out in the flat. Lovett's got it. And the Trojans have him at the 39-yard line. Quick reaction. Ross was over there very, very quickly. Holmes was there almost as quickly. Cornerback on coverage, and it's going to be 3rd down and call it, well, maybe 11 yards now at the 39.
You know, if you ever hear about the concept of a long handoff, that simply was it. Threw the ball right down the line of scrimmage, get to your running back, and let him go one-on-one with the defense. That time the Trojans stopped him.
Lockhart is out. Back in is McGill. He is flanked to the right side. Vaughn way to the right. Veal in the I formation. 3rd and 11 at the Trojan 39. Play action. Rolling out, looking downfield. Veal throws it. Incomplete. Tried to get it at the sidelines. His intended receiver was McGill. Good coverage by Calvin Holmes over there.
Play action play. He gets outside. He's very dangerous. Holmes not too sure what he's going to do. He's on McGill there. Throws the ball a little far out. McGill can't make the reception. Good defense. There you get a shot at 21. He made the good play.
That was an interesting camera angle. Showed Willie McGinnis, too, playing both the run and the pass, trying to keep his man covered and trying to come up to help out. All right. Josh Miller to kick it away. His longest is 44, and he's averaging 36. Lockwood stands at the Trojan 10. High snap. The ball is away. Lockwood sails, watches it bounce. Going to be down inside the 5 at the 1. Well, they've been there before. 38 yards and no return. SC leading 17-7. Takes over at its own 2-yard line. We'll be back. Third period right after this.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if every once in a while some money showed up in your checking account that you didn't know you had? Well, it could happen if you switch to Great Western, because they pay higher interest than any of the major banks in town. So if they're underpaying you, come to Great Western Bank. Imagine finding extra cash in your checking account every month. Call today. There's a branch near you where you can start making more money.
We've placed these two similar 4x4s in this swamp to see if there's any real difference. Sure, they both have lots of luggage space, plenty of room for 5, and don't think the Gators haven't noticed, but only the Isuzu Trooper has auto-locking hubs, so you don't have to get out to get into 4-wheel drive. So, combined with its very low price, we see that only the Trooper won't cost you an arm and a leg. The Isuzu Trooper at just $13,699. There's no comparison.
The score is USC 17.
Back to the bench.
You know, we saw a lot of that last night.
Travel arranged through US Air, whose frequent traveler program makes it easy to earn free domestic and international travel awards. US Air, America's most frequent flyer.
Trojans have the ball on their own 1-yard line. Talk about deja vu. Butch Henry, the SID for the University of Arizona, popped in to tell us Art Greathouse has a hamstring. He went off limping, left leg. Chances are he won't be back. Smith and Toffelmeyer, two big guys up front in the offensive line, have some sprained ankles, but they probably will be back in. Larry Smith. Let's talk about coaching, and in the conference, 26 games. Smith's record, 23-2-1. Robinson, 22-3-1. Jones, 24-2, and McKay, 25-1. Larry Smith has not lost a conference game here at the Coliseum. Boy, I tell you, Lockwood straight ahead may have gotten a yard or two. Talk about nowhere to go. And big number 92 in there, Rob Waldrop, 6'1", 256-pound freshman. Made the stop. Second down, put it out at about the 2.5, caught up the 3-yard line and make it a long 8.
You know, Tom, all the Trojans want to do is just grind this out, get control of the line of scrimmage, and the best way to do that is run straight at the defense.
All right, Travis Hanna's flanked wide to the right side. I formation in motion, Yanni Jackson. Hand off to the tailback. Royster has no place to go. Rolling around in the grass down there.
You know, Royster had success very quickly in his first 2 games. Now he's in the bad habit of Ricky Irvin's, and now he's just picking his way instead of blasting in there, making things happen. You certainly don't do that inside your own 5-yard. Pick your way.
The last 13 rushing plays the Trojans have laid on Arizona have produced only 20 yards. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis Benishian keeping statistics for us. Third down coming up, and big. SC is 2 of 8 in third down plays. The ball is out at about the 4-yard line. It's 3rd and 7. Wide receivers to the right. Marinovich rolling to his right. Sets, looks, going long downfield. No, almost intercepted by Lewis. Batted away by Wellman. Though I don't know from this angle whether Lewis would have been on the field to play, but he had more of the ball than anybody.
Yes,
here's another look at it.
He would have caught it, Tom, and this is the same play they threw last week against Stanford. Good scouting on the Wildcats' behalf, and Wellman, but for Wellman, blocking the ball. That would have been an interception.
Well, that same Mr. Lewis stands near midfield now, and Ron Dale will be in to punt it away. Dale's kicked the ball well today. He had a 53-yarder, and this guy Lewis ran it right back down the Trojans' throat. So here's Ronnie. 45 yards per punt. Back line of the end zone, they come with a pretty good rush. He hits a high hanger. Lewis backs up, 49-yard line. 45, 40, look out. 20. He is going to be dropped at the 6-yard line. What a return, about 43 yards. Barber made the stop. Well, I'll tell you, that's going to be a topic of conversation for Coach Smith next week. His special teams, in which he takes great pride. This does not make him very, very happy.
Darrell Lewis is always dangerous. He finds that hole and just shows you he picks it up. Now, his only question is, can he get around Dale and Stephon Pace? And he does, but he gets hit from behind. He still gets the ball in good field position.
All right. In motion is McGill. The handoff to the fullback, and he is dropped up at the 5-yard line. Love it. Brought down by Hopkins.
Great play by Hopkins. He comes inside out. He gets the running back. If he doesn't do that, Tom, it's touchdown Wildcats. Good play, number 2. Here we get a shot. He has to he's forcing outside in. He gets the running. Oh, great play.
2nd and goal at the Trojan 5. Webb checks in. Pitching, trying to turn the corner, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. McGill. 5-yard run. And the Wildcats, thanks to a great punt return by Lewis, are right back in it.
You know, Tomey in second half decided, I'm going to play tough football. They bring in Veal. They run this option after a good punt return. And there McGill gets outside. He shows power. Holmes cannot pull him down, and he scores.
That's McGill's 2nd touchdown of the year, but the first rushing. Extra point. Down, up, good. Timeout on the field. And the score, USC 17 and Arizona 14. We'll be back right after this.
If you're facing a legal problem, consider this. At the William K. Gamble Law Firm, you get experienced professionals and the latest technology on your side. The computerized law library ensures complete and timely research of your case. And the Gamble team has a winning track record in a variety of cases. In family law, criminal law, personal injury, and bankruptcy. Get the recognized expert. Get Gamble.
The excitement of the National Football League is back on cable television Sunday nights on TNT. Tune in and catch key interdivisional matchups of your favorite teams on Sunday Night NFL. These games on TNT are brought to you locally by TransKing Transmissions, serving the Tri-Counties for over 24 years, and the law firm of William K. Gamble. Dial 411 for the nearest location.
There's the man, McGill, who has brought Arizona its 2nd touchdown of the game. And this was a 5-yard run. You can take another look at it. See Veal run that option. The pitch to McGill. Watch this little move he puts right there that freezes number 21, Holmes, and lets him slip around and get into the end zone. But all of that was set up by a 42-yard dazzler of a punt return by Lewis. There's McGill. Howdy. I'm on. All right. All right, 2 plays, 7 yards, and McGill with his first touchdown running this year, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And now Arizona right back in the middle of this, as we expected they would be, Mike, at the intermission.
Yes, they came back, and they're playing smash-face football. Hey, there's no trickery here. We're going to come at the Trojans, and we're going to try to beat them where they think they're strong, and that's right in the trenches.
Hanna and Conway are the 2 deep men. Costin to kick it. It's another low one. It's bouncing down, taken by Conway at the 15. Runs into a lot of white jerseys at the 24-yard line. Let's see, we'll have it 1st and 10 at their 24.
Tom, one of the reasons Worcester's not running very well today is that he's limping. That ankle he hurt last week, he's favoring it again, and you can see a wrap on it. There's Todd Marinovich running on the field with him. The question is, can they move the ball and just run the ball right down at the defense, because that's what they need to do at this time.
That's Royster. Ball is just nosed up to the SC 25. Hold everything.
That clock, right?
The officials are...
We're going with this clock. James end is not working. Official clock at the open end.
you could have fooled me, but that's not anything new. I thought the clock was running, but all right, total yards so far, last 2 quarters, look at that. Arizona's dominated, 127 yards. I think we told you about 13 rushing plays produced 20 yards for the Trojans. They've got to get their game put back together. Royster straight ahead. There's no place to go there. Glonick is there to make the stop, and Mike Garrett winced a little bit.
You know, I'm looking at Royster, and now the Wildcats are controlling the line of scrimmage. SC's not getting off the ball. I would think that you go Lockwood and just start playing punch. Let's go at each other and just play hard football, because Royster is not running very effectively right now. Larry Smith in conference with his assistants upstairs, talking to them, shaking his head as if to say, we're not getting it done out there. We're going to have to do something. Wellman wide to the right. Maybe he's the answer. Yanni Jackson is the H-back on the left side, goes back in motion. Second down, Marinovich back to pass, looking over the middle, going to be intercepted, picked out by Lewis at the 40 and dropped at the Trojan 37-yard line. Underthrew it, intended for Wellman, underthrew the pass. Banta had to make the tackle, and Lewis has put the Wildcats right back into this game again. Quite often, all you need to do is just play your game and don't make mistakes. Mistakes beat you. Todd here, this is Wellman. He's floating over. If you're going to hit him early. He does not. And then when he tosses it up, it's like a dead duck. It just floats into the air, ready to be picked off. And that's what Darrell Lewis does. He picks it off, and he's going to run it right back. Here you're going to look at Todd. Obviously, he doesn't have all his motion. He's not stepping forward, getting the velocity on the ball.
So Arizona right back at the Trojans now. They trail 17-14. Veal gives the ball on the option, going for out of it downfield. Incomplete. How close can it be? Lockhart did everything but hang on to the football. Holmes was there defensively. I tell you, this Veal's kind of like a riverboat gambler. Got you reeling. I'm going to hit you with a haymaker, huh?
You know, Calvin Holmes is covering Lockhart right there, and this guy can fly. He's on their relay team. He's a 10-3 guy. Holmes stayed right with him. Maybe the guy should have caught it. Veal is definitely putting the Trojans at a disadvantage. They don't know what he's going to do next. 2nd and 10 at the SC 38. 8 minutes remain, third period. Arizona fighting to take advantage of several big defensive plays. Lewis has really done them in, the Trojans, that is. Long count. Veal hands off to McGill. McGill in the middle of the line. Bad tackling by the Trojans, who let him escape to the 31. Going to be 3rd and 3 after a pickup of 7. Ross and Holmes make the stop. Tom, one thing very obvious, Wildcats are not afraid of the Trojans. They're taking it to them, and they're doing right here in the Coliseum, and this is homecoming day. So, you know, there's going to be a big check on who wants to play football. Certainly the Wildcats feel like they can play right now.
7.5 remain, third period. Ball at the Trojan 31. 3rd down and 3. Quarterback is Ronnie Veal. Gives it to his tailback. Stopped short of the first down, I believe. McGill at the 29. Tulio makes the stop. It's going to be 4th and about 1 at the 29.
Here we go. It's just a fullback or tailback blast play. They're going to test the Trojans' interior line. Just gets short of first down. They're not afraid. They're coming at you.
But now Veal has called timeout for Arizona, and he comes over to talk with Dick Tomey, his coach. 7 minutes to go in the third period. Wildcats looking to go on top. 17-14 SC lead, but for how long? We'll be back.
The Toyota versus the Isuzu standard pickup. If Earth were invaded by giant reptiles, which would be better prepared?
Get out of here!
Well, first of all, the Isuzu gets better mileage than Toyota. That's helpful. Plus, it has the biggest payload in its class, so it can carry more. All in all, when the giant lizards come, I'd rather be in an Isuzu.
Because it even has more legroom. The Isuzu pickup at just $7,779, there's no comparison.
This is where the legend began, in places like Aspen, Sun Valley, and Taos, when people came for the snow and discovered the beer made with pure Rocky Mountain spring water, a beer you couldn't get most places. So they took some home and the legend started to grow. Today, people are thirsty for a lighter, more refreshing premium beer. Funny how the one they're looking for is the one that's been there all along. Original Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend.
USC football is brought to you by Isuzu. For features, styling, and price, there's no comparison. Ball is at the Trojan 29. 17-14, SC leads Arizona. But I repeat, for how long? 4th and a yard to go. Bates is in, along with McGill and Hampton. Beal is the quarterback. Beal, I think, has the first down. Boy, the Trojan defense nailed him. And that wishbone, he faked the handoff to Hampton, faked a pitch, kept it himself. But I think he's got the first down.
You know, I don't know who you're watching, who you're favoring on the SC, the Wildcats. Boy, this is great football. 1-yard plunge, both teams going at each other. This is what it's like. So look at that. They're plunging to the middle. They fake to the fullback. Beal makes a decision. He can pick up the first down. He takes on 3 tacklers, and he gets the first down.
1st and 10 at the Trojan 28-yard line. Keeps it on the option. Punt from behind, tripped up and dropped at about the 27. Hartziker and Gibson. 2nd and 9 at the Trojan 27-yard line.
It was this point last week that 92 Gibson took control of the line of scrimmage, and this is what he did this time too. He gets through, he gets Beal. If he doesn't, Beal picks up a big gain.
Hins comes into the ball game for the Trojans, big number 97. Ross is in. Ross has got his right hand wrist down through the fingers of the right hand, heavily taped and bandaged. 2nd down and 9. Beal straightens to throw, and it's going to be a penalty on Arizona. Both guard and tackle on the right side just raised right up. It'll be a dead ball.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
Boy, he's got a microphone you could hear in Anaheim, hasn't he? I'm telling you, James Springer really is getting through to you with that mic. How could you miss that call?
Oh, this is really intensity right here. Both teams are firing out. One guy makes a mistake because he's a little more too tense than the other guy.
Ball is at the 31. 2nd and 14. Stridnig is in. Play action. Beal to throw. Chased and down he goes. Back at the 42. Looking downfield. Great coverage by the Trojans secondary as well. His feet slipping out from under him. That's a loss of 11. That'll make it 3rd and 25.
Here's the man of the moment right now, 92. He will get penetration on this play action. He will put pressure on Beal. And the only way you're going to stop Beal today is do that, and that's what he does. He slips on the soft turf in the Coliseum.
Well, fans who've been with us all day got an in-depth look at Don Gibson away from the football field. Young man out of Orange. His brother Craig, a freshman, is playing center for the Trojans. 3rd down and 25. Beal gives it to his fullback, breaks 1 tackle. Stridnig breaks another as he gets inside the 35 to the 34. Tulio was there to make the stop. Gain of 8, it'll be 4th and 17. And I'm wondering now if they've got the ball in field goal range. Well, they're sending Miller in, Mike. Trojans rush a couple of guys in, including Lockwood as solo safety at the SC 10. Miller stands at midfield.
He's playing field position now. He wants to kick it close again and keep Trojans in their own territory.
He gets more butt in that ball than I do with my wedge. He hit it too good this time. Put that in the back line of the end zone. It's coming out to the 20. I've got to talk to him about that.
Oh.
Maybe I could start kicking it instead of chipping it. SC will take over on its own 20-yard line, still leading 17-14. Want to remind you, for all your scores, highlights, interviews, and more, tune in to Press Box. Join Larry Burnett, Alan Massingale, and the rest of the Press Box team for sports news at its best. Sunday through Friday at 10, it's Press Box right here on Prime Ticket. Alan Massingale and the rest of the Press Box team for sports news at its best. Sunday through Friday at 10, it's Press Box right here on Prime Ticket. Watch it. You'll like the show. So the Trojans get away from the interception, and for the moment, SC taking over 1st and 10 on the 20. Time for the Trojan offense to get back into this game, Mike. Good hole, up the middle. Outside is Lockwood. At the 40. Cut back, what a run. Down to the Arizona 38-yard line, and Hammersmith brought him down. 42 yards. Lockwood with a big buster up the middle.
You know, it's a very simple game. Let's make it simple, guys. Let's start blocking. Let's not try and play the real clever game. It's just a man-on-man block. Running back runs through. Now, you get your ball carrier something to do. Let's show your speed now, Lockwood. And that's what he does. He knows he's pinned. He takes on the defender exactly. He can't run it any better than that.
But I'll tell you, Lockwood has proved to be a most valuable asset. Look at those statistics for today, including a 30-yard touchdown run. And what a good football player this young man is, playing both positions. Bangs now is the fullback down to the 36-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 8. Lockwood continues to hammer away, and this time Parton and Case are there to make the stop.
You know, there's a good point looking at 41. It's not always the most gifted player is successful. It's the kid with the big heart who comes out. He rings true. He plays hard. And look at his eyes. Boy, he sparkles. He's ready to play.
Second generation Trojan. Lockwood, his father played with my broadcast partner Mike Garrett back in the mid-60s.
Eons ago.
It was just like yesterday. Handoff straight ahead. Spears diving to the 31. That'll be a pickup of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
You know, the essence of a running game is big linemen. Harlow, Tucker will blow out on the right side. Control. Look at this. That's poetry to a running back. Even a big fullback who's not the quickest, he can gain yards, and Spears picks up a good gain.
Spears goes out. Lockwood is back in after just a brief moment on the sidelines. Wellman wide to the right. Wallace is Wellman wide to the right. Marinovich to throw. Pass. Oh, my. Marinovich just hasn't hit anybody. Wellman turned, and Marinovich threw it behind him by about 4 yards. Brings up 4th down. They needed 3, and now they find themselves with a 4th down at the Arizona 31-yard line.
You know, sometimes you talk about the bird in the bush and the other thing in the hand. Whatever that is in the hand.
Well, 1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
At any rate, Marinovich and Smith on the sidelines, and Smith with his arm around him. This field goal try by Rodriguez would be his all-time 50 yards if successful. SC looking to up their advantage to 6 points. O'Hara puts it down. Rodriguez hits it. It's long enough. Wide to the right. Hooked it. So, Arizona takes over on its own 31-yard line. 2 teams with big opportunities here in this 3rd period. Arizona converting a beautiful punt return by Lewis and a 5-yard run by McGill to get their 2nd touchdown. They missed out on a big opportunity, and the Trojans in turn find their efforts go for naught. We're going to mark it at the Arizona 32-yard line. Beal remains at quarterback. Option. Beal turns the corner. Tripped up by Hartzyker, but not before he gets to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 2 after a gain of 8.
The one thing the Wildcats felt they could not do against the Trojans' front 3 and 4 linebackers was option. Second half, hey, we're going to run the option with you guys. You haven't convinced us we cannot run. Toomey must feel very good because that's what he wanted to do. He wants to run the ball.
Salmon is in the ball game for the Trojans, number 24. Beal cuts back, runs it beautifully. He's into the secondary and down to the Trojan 42. Ran right by Barber. 18 yards.
when you do something well, it looks so simple. Just fake the dive. Let's get out and read the defense. Let's fake the toss. Now let me be an athlete. And that's just what he does. And Barber barely trips him up here and stops him from scoring a touchdown.
SC's defense against the run has been superb. Right now, Veal is going through it like a sieve. Pitching. McGill going outside, chased by Oliver. Runs him out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 35-yard line. And a flag across the way, and it may be against Hopkins.
It is, Tom. He hits Veal, or McGill, way outside of bounds, about 5 yards. Frustration made him do it, and they just march off 15 more. Here we get a shot. That's McGill. He has good speed. And now you see the hit when he's out of bounds.
Personal foul, defense, late hit out of bounds, 15 yards, first down.
Going to take it down to the 20. We've got 1:38 to go in the third period.
Tom, you didn't want a boring homecoming game, did you?
No. First and 10 at the 19-yard line. Arizona on the march. Bates. No gain. Veal is a 5'10", 195-pound senior, pretty compact guy, and strong. You got to be strong to run that option, and look at the arms on him. He's well put together, Mike.
He's quite an athlete.
Second and 10 at the Trojan 19, high formation. Bates wide to the right. Option, here comes Veal. Cuts back, 10, 5, touchdown Arizona. 19 yards, and the Wildcats go on top, 20-17. That is the 5th touchdown of the year rushing for Veal. Boy, does he run that option.
You know, in Tucson, they kept questioning, why do you keep filling the lineup? Mala'ulu is so much more effective. And Toomey said, this guy makes it happen. Watch this. That's what he does here. Gets in the second half, moves the offense, and he makes it happen. He scores a touchdown.
Drive for the extra point. Ought to be automatic. Snap. Down. It's up. Kick was good. 21-17, Arizona. With 54 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Arizona has scored twice here in this third period to erase a 17-7 SC lead, and they're up by 4.
Let's take another look. This is just pure option football. Quarterback makes the read. Barber's in a bind, 98. He doesn't know who to take. Quarterback turns it up. He outruns you to the goal line. He's a good athlete. He's a good athlete.
I must confess, I didn't think anybody could run that option against the Trojans, but boy, Veal makes you think he invented it. 67 yards in 5 plays, and Veal with a 19-yard run. So Veal has scored, McGill has scored, Lewis with an interception and a great punt return. And in point of fact, the Trojans may be fortunate that there haven't been 3 touchdowns scored against them in this period. So we haven't had a kickoff that's gone very deep. They've all been hit low and bouncing, and we'll see what Costin does now. His team up for the first time in the ballgame. Another low line drive. Going to go out of bounds. That'll be a delay of game. Well, I suppose all things have to come to an end. SC in 16 games against the Wildcats. The last man to beat the Trojans in a Wildcat uniform is the guy walking over there, Larry Smith.
Illegal procedure, kicking team, free kick out of bounds, 5 yards, repeat kick.
Well, we've had about 5 of those, I think. There's Dick Toomey walking the sidelines.
When you look at both coaches, Larry Smith biting the inside of his mouth, Toomey just kind of cajole walking down, feeling, you know, I have control of the game at this moment. Oh, but the teams have to play.
Well, he really does have control, no question about it. His ball club is playing good football, and Veal is running. I tell you, they've really given the Trojans two different looks, haven't they? Mala'ulu throwing the ball in the first half, and now Veal comes out and runs it down their throat. With the threat of the pass always hanging there over the head of the defense. Here we go again. Ball at the 30 now for the kickoff. Well, we'll see if SC can measure up to it. Fight their way back. Low bouncer. Bounces off Conway's shoulder. Has it at the 9. Out to about the 23. Looked like a guy trying to cross Broadway at rush traffic hour, didn't he?
Yes.
Trying to keep from getting low-bridged by a truck or something.
You know, the big thing right now, the Trojans have to gather themselves. Here's Curtis Conway, a very fast individual, but when that ball's bouncing, it makes everybody look kind of awkward. He gets the ball here, and luckily he turns it upfield and saves the ball. Not too important whether he gain a lot of yards. Just get the ball down, and let's get the offensive team moving.
Brnovich has completed 2 of his last 11 tosses. He's 7 of 16. Pitch back, tail back, Cloister. They have gotten a yard to the 24.
One of the worst things you can allow happen is have a team down to let them come back, because, boy, you just have to fight uphill to get their momentum down, and sometimes it's impossible.
Burton, along with Hopkins, made the stop. It's going to be second down and about 9 for the Trojans. SC with the ball on its own 24-yard line. Marinovich, play action, rolling to his right. He's got a receiver up the middle, and misses Brad Banna badly. Threw it behind him.
One of the things about a passing game when the quarterback is on is it is majestic. When he's off, it looks terrible.
Third down and 9 at the 24-yard line. SC trailing 21-17, third quarter about to close. And I tell you, the defense needs some offensive help here. Oh my. Trojans move on offense. Jumping up was Moody, number 72. Be third and 14.
Good ball. Ball start. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat third down.
Tom, let me tell you how important momentum is. The Trojans, the Wildcats don't match up Trojans man for man. Definitely the Trojans have a better team. But when momentum gets into play, it's no question of talent. Now, who wants to win? And that's what happened.
So the Trojans, who haven't done much right here in the third period, have seen a 17-7 lead disappear. And now as the third quarter is coming to a close, Marinovich, who hasn't been able to find any receiver, is looking at a third down and 14 back at his 18-yard line. Shotgun. Marinovich to throw. Sets. Intersold. Obviously should have been intercepted. Should have been picked off by Burton, who's beside himself. And the crowd, homecoming or no, is turning a bit unruly. You can hear the boos as the third quarter comes to a close. 21-17 Arizona. We'll be back. As we start the fourth quarter, Arizona leads 21-17. These quarter notes are being brought to you by Great Western's family of companies, $40 billion strong. Check the stat. 2 for the last 13 for Marinovich. Look at the first quarter. Since then, 218 yards for Arizona. For SC, 89, and Marinovich has 71 yards today, had 338 last week. Now, it is quite easy to hang it on the broad shoulders of number 13, but of course he's not out there alone. It has been just a total turnaround for the Trojans in the third quarter. They led 17-7, and now Lewis is waiting to run one back again. Dale hits it, it's not very deep. Lewis at the 50. 45-40, down to the 34-yard line. Ran through about 5 or 6 Cardinal shirts. And I tell you, when it goes bad, Mike Garrett.
And Darrell Lewis and the Wildcats have all the momentum, and what they're doing, we talk about when a team has confidence, they run with reckless abandonment. And this is what Lewis does. He doesn't care. I'll take on any Cardinal goal. I feel like we're going to win this game. Boy, is that tough running.
They marked it at the 35, which is a pretty good spot for the Trojans. Lewis had it to the 34, I thought. First down, Arizona. And of course, Beal, who's dazzled them with the option, is back in there again. Here's Beal again. I tell you, there were 4 Cardinal-clad Trojans waiting for him, and he still slipped down to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4.
Coach Toomey is telling Beal they have not stopped the option. Let's keep running it. Let's make it very simple. Let's not run ourselves right out of this ball game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go.
Into the game today, Arizona was 4-2 and 2-2 in the conference. SC was 5-1, 2-1 in conference play. Beal again. Oh no! Down the field with the ball at the 3-yard line. What a beautiful fake! Fake me out completely. What a run! Number 60, Warren. 28 yards. How did Warren get the football?
What they do is the quarterback gets the ball, places it down. Watch him. He'll place the ball down where the guard can pick it up. They ran this play earlier there, just a couple of weeks ago.
So it's 1st and goal, Arizona at the Trojan 3. McGill fights his way to the 1-yard line.
Tom, as I looked at that play and replay very quickly, very quick shot, he may have just given it to the fullback, and Stridnick just kept going. He gave it to the fullback. The fullback has the ball.
Now number 60 took it all the way down.
It's the old play where they just put the ball on the behind the guard. The guard picks it up and starts running. And it's one of those, I don't know what you call it, but it's one of those plays where you definitely trick the defense.
They call it a surprise. Into the end zone, touchdown Arizona. Beal, Arizona has come out to score 3 touchdowns in the second half, and they lead now 27-17.
When you live by the trick play, you may get beat by the trick play.
Beal with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and number 6 for Arizona. And is for Beal so far this year. Try for the extra point. It's up. It's good. 28-17 with 13 remaining in the 4th quarter. And Arizona, 15-point underdog, leads by 11. We'll be back.
George, call it all the way.
28-17. Watch this one. Watch as Beal never takes the snap from center. The ball is set right on the ground. It's right underneath the center. And Warren just reaches down, picks it up, and runs with it.
You know, this is a tough one to see. No one in the house knows where the ball is. No wonder Beal faked everyone out. He never had the ball once he got the ball after the snap.
Now
there's 60. He picks it up. The referees don't even know what to call on this one, and he's running. Oh, what a play.
I'm informed that's the 2nd time this year that Arizona's used that.
Yes.
Never more successfully than this time. So they've come on to erase a 17-7 SC lead at the intermission. And they lead 28-17. They've scored 3 touchdowns. Beal's gotten 2 of them. McGill has gotten 1. 13-11 to go, and SC down by 11. And kickoff time. Another low-line drive. Bounces down, taken by Conway. Out to about the 29-yard line. Well, SC needs 2 big scores. 4 plays, 35 yards. Beal with a 1-yard run. More importantly, they've got to get the offense cranked up. They've got time to do it. Marinovich comes out. So far, it has been a day of disaster for Todd.
Tom, I'll give you a statistic. Warren has carried the ball twice as a guard. How many yards do you think he averaged per carry?
About 40. Marinovic throws. Almost intercepted. Flag is down. Maybe a penalty, late hit.
I'm going to tell you what Todd's doing and why he's throwing so badly. His feet are not moving. He's throwing while he's going back. Fundamentals are out the window, and it's really a confidence factor.
Flag on the play will get the Trojans their biggest gain in a long time.
Here we get a shot. He's back. Watch his feet. They're just dragging. He doesn't step forward. Therefore, the ball doesn't reach the potential receiver. And at this point, I would put O'Hara in.
What about Shane Foley?
I'll put Shane Foley. I'll put my mother in there. Anybody.
All right, the ball is out. The ball is out at the Trojan 44-yard line. First down. Over the middle for Vanna, the tight end, right through his hands. Statistics on Marinovic are almost like a nightmare, like a bad dream. 71 yards on 7 of 19. He's had 17 yards through the air since the first period. And we're just into the fourth quarter, and it's 2nd and 10 at the Trojan 44. And Arizona has a lead of 11 points.
There's ample time to run the ball. There's no panic, and they're still trying to pass.
Wellman hasn't caught a pass. Lockwood bangs his way down to the Arizona 46-yard line.
The last two pass patterns for the Trojans have been short. One to the tight end, now to Lockwood, and I think they're trying to give Todd some confidence, let him get a couple of completions and get back in the game.
Well, I'm looking over at the down marker, and that is very, very close to a first down. Well, apparently it's inches shy, so it's 3rd down and inches to go at the Arizona 44.
Trojans going double tight end, Tom.
So they come to the line of scrimmage in that formation. They've got Alec Mahorn in there as well. 3rd down and inches to go at the Arizona 46. And from where they have put that ball down, it looks like a first down. If they were to walk the chains in now, SC would get a first down. Now we've got somebody coming in. I think he's indicating it's a first down.
I think the Wildcats are calling timeout.
Arizona.
Well, I don't know why SC doesn't ask for a measurement. I tell you I would. That ball is at the 46. 12:48 to go. SC trails by 11. Fourth quarter. We'll be back right after this. And inches to go at the Arizona 46-yard line. 12:48 remaining. SC led 17-7 at the intermission. They trail 28-17. Lockwood, first down to the 41. Wade made the stop for Arizona. Checking in for the Trojans, Morton comes in. Travis Hanna comes in, and Wallace comes in.
That's indication they believe in their passing game and they're going to die with it. Bringing 3 receivers.
I think I'd have been happier if you said live or die with it.
I'm sorry, Tom.
So with Trojan, I think. Shotgun. Marinovic in the flat. Boy, I tell you, Wallace caught it and got a whole face full of that defender. All the way in the end zone, nobody there covering Hanna. Burton was over there and whacked Wallace.
I don't think Wallace caught it after all, Tom. He takes a big hit here. It's hard to hold on the ball. Bang. Oh, that's Todd Burton putting a little knockaroo on him.
2nd and 10 at the 41. Travis Hanna was in the end zone all alone. Nobody near him. But 40 yards away. Again, the shotgun. 2nd and 10 at the Arizona 41. Takes it to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 and bring up 3rd and 4. Parton reacting quickly as Marinovich tried to escape the rush with a rush of his own up the middle. Coming to you live from the Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles with 11:55 to go in the fourth period. Arizona on the threshold of an upset, leading USC 28-17. The Trojans with a 3rd and 4. Marinovich rolling to his left. Throws. Complete to Wellman at the 30 for a first down, and that's his first catch of the afternoon, I do believe.
Wellman on that play just ran like a 5-yard out. He goes out and takes the safety one-on-one there, makes the catch. He looks for the first down mark, and he gets it.
Out of the game goes Jackson. That's Wellman, senior from Westlake Village. 11:38 to go. Scott is in. Marinovich stays with the air game. Pass. Wellman again inside the 25 at about the 24, and then he is bulldozed to the turf by Alexander. 2nd and 4 after a pickup of 6.
Gain of 6 yards.
Marinovich is getting his composure, it seems, and one way to help him is make sure the pass is not more than 5 or 6 yards, and he's just picking the defense. So far, so good on this drive.
Out of the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage. The Arizona 24, 2nd down and 4. SC trying to fight back. Marinovich. Pass. Lockwood out of bounds. First down at the 17.
At the 17.
First down at the 17-yard line.
There's Todd just looking back, the same pattern they threw to Wellman, they throw to the halfback now.
That was hold on defense to knock him out of bounds. First down at the 17. 10:52 remaining. SC down by 11. Wellman wide to the right, open side of the field. Scott to the left. Handoff. Lockwood to the 4-yard line. Alexander brings him down there. First and goal. Lockwood with 125 yards and a touchdown. Makes it first and goal at or about the 5-yard line.
This is what you call passing the ball to set up the run. That's just a counter play. Lockwood gets a well of blocking from his offensive line, just starts struggling, takes on 5 guys. Hey, but the Trojans are moving.
First and goal at the 4. 125 yards, his second 100-yard plus game. Has a touchdown. Lockwood on the sweep. No gain. 2nd and goal at the 4. On the sidelines, Toomey with the headset on. His team is up by 11. Smith down by 11. Second and goal. Mark it at the 5 now. Under 10 minutes remaining. SC takes time. 9:53 remaining in the game. The Trojans trail by 11. Timeout. Fourth quarter. We'll be back after this. 28-17, 9:53 to go. Marinovich has finished his conversation with head coach Larry Smith. Todd had a dismal 2nd and 3rd period. Things have picked up a bit with this drive that started on the Trojan 29, but got a big boost from a roughing the passer call, personal foul. Now it is 2nd down and goal at the 5. He's 4 out of 6 on this drive. To throw. Jackson. Be a loss. Back to the 8-yard line. Boy, Wellman was over here in the end zone all alone.
What's happening, Tom, is they're limiting Todd to one receiver. Therefore, he's not looking for his second and third people. Consequently, he's missing people wide open.
Well, it's 3rd down and goal, only this time the ball is back at the 8-yard line. Wellman in motion. Marinovich rolling to his right. Throws. Oh my, way too high, too far, no chance. Well, here comes Rodriguez out to see about 3.
Here you're going to see Todd, they're rolling to the left. That's one thing good. You get the pressure off, you get to put pressure on defense, but also you limit where you can throw the ball. There's good defense. He tries an impossible shot to Yannick Jackson. There's not a good chance. And Todd is throwing across his body now. It's a tough play. He has to lay it perfectly. Yannick Jackson just cannot reach far enough and stay in bounds.
Rodriguez for the 25-yard field goal. He's already hit a 48-yarder. It's good. But it leaves the Trojans trailing 28-20. 8-point deficit with 8:58 to go here in the 4th. You know, I wish our cameras had been a little bit more to the left on that replay. I think we'd have seen 2 receivers wide open in the end zone, including Wellman.
You know, as we stated, when you limit your quarterback to the first guy because he's having a bad day, the second and third receiver is not open, is wide open, and he doesn't see him, and it makes it tough. You know, this is a growing experience. He's a young quarterback. He's had his great days, and today he's simply off.
Well, I tell you, it's been quite a day here in the Pac-10. Washington hammers Stanford. UCLA losing to Cal. Coming up tonight on our Prime Ticket Network, Pac-10 Game of the Week will be Arizona State and Oregon. That's coming up a little bit later right here, same channel. Pac-10 Prime Ticket Network Game of the Week. Phil Stone and Don Heinrich are standing by for that one. Now Bates waiting to return it, standing in the middle of the field. 28-20 Arizona. Low line drive, bounces down. Bates gets a convenient hop. Back inside of the 30. Look at him run. Beautiful move. Clear up to midfield. Flag comes down. Runnerstra made the tackle, and there's a flag on the play. Going to be a penalty, I think, against SC.
No, I think it's against the Wildcats. 84 of the Trojans is running off the field, clapping his hands like something happened to him.
Well, I don't think he won the lottery, so maybe you're right.
84 Gideon Morrell must something happen once he went out of bounds.
Great return again by Bates. Here's the call, I think.
Head ball, personal foul, late hit by the receiving team. It'll be 1st and 25.
They're going to mark it back at the 35-yard line. It's a dead ball. Here it is. Right there, that last little push.
You can't push in this game.
Back to the 35-yard line. 8:51 with 1st and 25 to go, and Arizona has the lead by 8 points. If the Trojans should get the ball back, they've got a lot of making up to do. Look at that. He's 1 for 3 passing for -1 yard. But rushing, he's your worst nightmare, huh? You're a defensive player, he's your worst nightmare. Well, the tailback carries it out to the 39. 2nd and 21. Hopkins and Pace make the stop. Across the way, Todd Marinovich. pensive and wondering. Think it's easy to play quarterback?
Better than that. Do you want to play quarterback?
Wide to the right side is Vaughn. Second down and 21 at the 39-yard line. 68,000 are here. Beal again, backing up to throw. Throws it downfield. Pass is caught. Vaughn at the 30, the 29. Holmes makes the stop, 32 yards.
Very simple situation here. The team is catching up. There's Vaughn. He's going to run a post. He's one-on-one with Holmes, and that's an impossible thing to ask a cornerback. But there it is. Terry Vaughn, who's a speedster, and Holmes pulls him down.
So a big play faced with a 2nd and 21. Beal responds. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 29. The pitch. Love it. Breaks right through a couple of tackles. Headed for the end zone. Down at the 7. Well, I tell you, Arizona State is just tearing the Trojans apart. Gibson makes the stop. 1st and goal at the 7.
This is real simple. You know, we know you're going to run the wishbone offense. But we're surprised on this one. They shouldn't. And boy, does this running back just makes a good move, starts going, doesn't stop, and he just takes it to the Trojans inside the 10.
So it's 1st and goal, Arizona. Talk about a couple of big plays. Here's Beal again. Cuts back. Touchdown. Beal gets his 3rd. Well, it's his 3rd of the game and his 9th of the year with 7:31. They go 65 yards in 4 plays. So the Trojans came to within 8. Now they're back 34-20.
How quickly things changed. Last week they couldn't beat Oregon State, and they're running through the Trojans tonight.
Try for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. You know, it must take some special kind of kid to sit at the sidelines for 30 minutes and then suddenly come in and score 3 touchdowns. And what a rapport these two guys must have. And what a job Toomey has done to keep 2 guys this talented, this satisfied, and able to play upon call to the best of their ability.
You know, you look at Veal, he reminds you of Vince Evans, a man of character who had so many things go wrong when he was at USC, but never gave it up. And Ronald Veal is the same mold, same character, and he is bringing it to the Trojans.
Well, he certainly is. That's his 3rd touchdown today, his 9th of the year. At SC against this wishbone, and the option, basically, is all but helpless. So it is now 35-20, SC down by 15. Not only is the scoreboard an important item, the clock at the peristyle end with 7:31 to go.
You know, Tom, if you ask the Wildcats what's the most beautiful number today, they would say guy wearing number 10.
What a second half that guy's had. All right, Costin to kick off again. It's another line drive. Taken at the 10. Conway. Still on his feet. Conway looked like a guy caught in a revolving door. Spun around 2-3 times. Suddenly found that he was still on his feet. So the kid from Hawthorne finally brought down by Costin, the guy that kicked off.
Well, this is game running. He's not going to go down unless you wrap him. There, he looks like he's going to go down, puts his hand down. Remember John Arnett? Boy, here we go. Curtis Conway's a little faster. And boy, he picks up a good game for the Trojans on their opening kickoff return.
All right, SC has the ball at their 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Marinovich to throw. Sideline, intercepted. Intercepted. Picked off by Rowland.
You know, Tom, this is the same play they used to go down the field. Wildcats are not stupid. They're going to take the short pass away. Todd does not step up, does not get any velocity on the ball. He's just kind of winging it out there. Here he goes. Watch him. He doesn't step up. Look at him. It's just like an arm throw. Therefore, the defender can come through. He makes the interception. It's Wildcats ball.
Well, that's 2 interceptions he's thrown today, and has been lucky that he hasn't thrown maybe 2 more.
You know, Bobby Wallen feels awfully happy because this is a backup player who makes a great play. This may be the clincher for the Wildcats.
Well, I don't know if the issue was in doubt even up to then when they lead by 15. And now Beal again, pitching back. Trojans drop the runner, love it, at about the 38-yard line. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 at the 38. Ross leading the defense. Well, I tell you, SC was a 15-point favorite coming into this ball game. And Bobby Rowland with the 2nd interception, just the latest in a long line of Wildcat heroes on display here tonight. Here's Ronnie Veal at the Trojan 38-yard line. Long count. Gives the ball to his fullback. Hampton bangs up the middle. Trouget is there.
One thing's overlooked when you look at Trojan defense now, they're just pulling people, not really shoulder tackling. Can't forget they've been out in the field a long time this second half.
They've really been out there a long time, Mike. That's a good point. They've been battered all over this field. The longest stint they had on the sidelines was the drive Marinovich put together that ended up in another field goal. There's Gibson. There's Willie McGinnis. There's Kurt Barber. 5:47 to go. I'm sure Beal will use every second he can getting this play off. Beal hands off. Straight ahead. Hampton. Excuse me, it was Lovett, not Hampton. Mark it down at the 30. And it's going to be 4th down at about a yard.
Scott Ross is coming through here, and this is the man of character 9. Scott Ross hits Veal, and watch how they talk to each other. Mutual combatants. They feel very good about each other. Good play on defense.
47-yard field goal try by Costin. 35-20 Wildcats looking to put it out of sight, if it isn't already. Long enough, but wide. He's missed a couple. He's beside himself. They may make him walk home. He feels like they're going to make him walk back to Tucson.
You know, early in the second quarter, they had a chance to do that and kick a field goal, and they decided they would punt it instead. This time they're not worried about the Trojans having field position, so they try and kick a field goal and put 3 more on the board.
Well, 4:51 remaining. SC's down by 15 points. The Trojans would need 2 8-point touchdowns to pull this one out.
Let's not forget about Pullman last year when the Magician went down.
They only needed a touchdown and a 2-pointer there, 1 8-pointer. Well, there he stands, Marinovich. Been a tough afternoon for the young quarterback. Upfield to Lockwood. Takes it to the Trojan 44. That's a pickup of 14. 1st and 10 at the 44. Clock stops while they move the chain. SC is going to have to get into its hurry-up offense. Again, the shotgun. 4-man rush by Arizona. Marinovich downfield. Almost intercepted again. All alone on this side of the field was Larry Wallace. All alone.
Play was broken up by Bobby
Rowland was there, had an interception a moment ago. Well, I tell you, Arizona's got enough heroes to go around. Lewis with some outstanding defensive play, including kick returns, interceptions. Beal with a brilliant second half. 3 touchdowns by the young quarterback. Marinovich. Pass complete. Wellman at the 50. I'd give him progress to the 48, which would be kind of a generous marking. 8 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about a long 2. Holt made the stop. I don't think I know what that's all about. Ball is at the 48-yard line, and there's a flag across the way. Well, they've got a player shaken up down here. 4:10 is the time remaining.
That's Holt. I think they're asking questions like, what's the time of the day? Is this Saturday or? Yes. Use Tom Kelly's words of last week. He's answering the phone.
Yeah. He's going off the field, and we don't mean to minimize an injury, saying, boy, it's noisy in this helmet. Marinovich to throw. Downfield. Wellman, and he loses his helmet. Boy, what a hit he took. And that'll stop the clock at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. 15 yards. Boy, you think Wellman isn't hearing the phone ringing.
It was 29, Todd Burton, that laid the hit on Wellman coming on a crossing pattern. And the ball's hanging up there, so you can't put your receiver in more vulnerable position than he's just open to any kind of hit because he has no body lean one way or the other. And Wellman and Todd Burton lays the hit. Helmet flies off, and ringing starts.
Held on to the ball, didn't he? That's a major accomplishment with a hit like that.
Look at him. He lays that receiver off. That's very dangerous. And
I'll remind our viewers that Arizona State and Oregon will be the Prime Ticket Network Pac-10 Game of the Week. Wellman's all right, we're happy to report. That game will follow this telecast tonight. 4 minutes remain here at the Coliseum, and the Trojans trying to erase a 15-point deficit. Seems like the impossible dream. Marinovich, pass complete. Jackson should have stepped out of bounds. 3:50 though. The clock stops as he gets the first down. 1st and 10, and the ball is at the 20-yard line.
At the 21. Marcel Wade, Gino Alexander on the tackle for the Wildcats.
3:50. Would be interesting if SC should score and get 2 and then try an onside kick, huh?
Yes.
Marinovich rolling to his right. Sets, throws it for the end zone for Wellman. He's got him for the touchdown. Marinovich to Wellman, the little guy who was belted about. Still kind of shaken up down there off the field of play. Boy, here comes the medical staff again. You know, he took that vicious hit, Mike. Came back after one play out. Caught the ball for the touchdown. Now, 2 points.
He also took a hit when he caught the ball in the end zone. There was a late hit there.
This time Larry Smith is coming across to see about it.
Some players you don't do that, and other ones you know that don't really ever complain. Larry Smith is kind of worried because, as we know, Gary Wellman is not a complainer. He's a toughie. Pats him on the thigh. You're okay. He must feel that Wellman's going to be under control. Here's the play. They're rolling out. Wellman, there's like a pick play. The outside receiver goes across the middle. Wellman comes outside and just swings wide. There he's wide open on the swing. He catches it. Now Holt hits him and just throws the weight on him. The hits, I think it's like a shoulder. That's when you separate shoulders on when you land that way.
Well, you know, he was hit off the field of play, really.
They could march off a 15-yard penalty after for a late hit.
Yeah,
Yes,
they could, but I haven't seen a flag. Byron Hansen is there, and Jack Ward, Drs. Deal, and Dr. Chester Simple.
the way he landed it, it looks like he jammed his shoulder, maybe his right shoulder. Dr. Francis is up here. I should maybe ask him. Gary
Wellman, young man out of Westlake Village.
It looks like maybe he's unconscious when they do that, Doc. Isn't that right?
I saw him blink his eyes a couple of moments ago, Mike.
But they look at your eyes, and I guess they can see every nerve in your body to determine the pupils, right? I'm taking the lead from Dr. Francis as I talk to you. Is it every nerve or blood vessel in your eye, Doc? You see the nerve and the blood vessels. Okay.
I know they're the windows of your soul. I don't know about how much of your body you can see. He's about to get up. Sitting up. Well, as we watch Gary Wellman, let's talk about what is left to be done. Helping him to his feet. Those left here of the nearly 60,000 on hand for homecoming, give him a round of applause. He's not very big, but he is tough. You go for one and then get the onside kick and hope for 8, or do you go for the 2 and then get an onside kick and tie the game?
Well, I would go for 2, then if you score again, go for 2 again.
Well, you'd rather have a chance to win or lose rather than lock up a tie.
Well, if you tie, it doesn't matter because Washington has to lose twice.
Well, but if you lose twice, Washington has to lose 3 times.
The way Washington's playing is very unlikely that they'll lose.
Going for 2 points. Foley throws. Arizona State's got the ball. What a strange play. What a strange play.
Yeah, it was a trick play.
And it didn't work. SC gets 6. They're down by 11. 35 make it 9. Down by 9. We'll be back in a moment. Surrounded by a lot of attentive people, trainers, medical people, the like, Todd Wellman appears to be all right. Now the play for 2 points. Marinovich waving to one of his receivers as if to lead the defense off guard, actually comes in motion. And now the snap is going to be to Shane Foley, which we didn't see. Now all of a sudden Foley's got the ball and throws it right into that crowd of white jerseys.
He was looking for the tight end coming from the backside, Tom, on a crossing pattern. But
Arizona expects an onside kick. The Trojans need 9 points to tie the game. 3:44 to go. Oh my. That onside kick by Rutterstrom went out of bounds at the SC 23-yard line. Is Halloween this week or next week?
No, I do think that you live by the trick, you die by the trick, and now the tricks are going against you, and you look kind of ridiculous. This is one time when you have a team meeting with your coaching staff and you says, who called the last trick on that one?
That is the first. I've been watching football a long time. I've never seen an onside kick from your 35-yard line that gives the ball to the opposition at your 23-yard line.
Let me show you how that works, Tom. What you do is you soccer kick it. You get a rotation opposite to where it wants to go. It goes half moon to your goal line. And if your guys don't follow it real quickly, you may lose even more yards.
Arizona must be just laughing up their sleeve at these gifts. Bait straight ahead. Clock running now, 3:38. What a strange game for the Trojans. What a strange game. Larry Smith standing there, almost a grin on his face. What a tough afternoon for him. Dick Toomey over there with arms folded. Says, blessed are they who expect nothing. He's talking to disappointed.
He's talking to the people in the press box, and he says, I think we got this. I think we got it.
He's getting his quotes ready for the press. I don't blame him. What a second half his team has had. Well, second down and Field on the option. Down to about the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 at about the 18. Clock showing 2:48. SC down by 9. Total domination by this man. 3 touchdowns scored by Beal here in this second half. He's got 62 yards on 11 carries and 3 touchdowns. Clock is running at 2:28, 2:27. SC with 2 timeouts, 18 first downs to 16 by Arizona. But the Trojans on the short end down by 9, and their chances of coming back very slim. Beal is going to run it and throw it. He's just killing time back there, Mike. All the way back at the 29 for a loss of 11. We'll make it 4th and 16 at the 29. Barber got him there. SC stops the clock at 2:04.
This is one of the times you talk on the sidelines and you say there's no explanation for this.
2:04 remaining in the ball game. Arizona leads by 9. We'll be back right after this. 2 minutes, 4 seconds remaining. USC down by 9. Ronnie Beal with a 4th down at the Trojan 30-yard line. SC used a timeout, so they've got 1 remaining. Beal will use as much time as possible, but of course they'll have to do it scampering around because the clock won't start till the ball is snapped. Next home game, November 3rd here, the Trojans against California. Clock isn't moving. I don't know if Beal knows that or not. Hands it off to Levitt. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage, and SC, I think, is using its last timeout now. So the Trojans are down by 9.
In 1st and 10, USC from the 30-yard line.
Back in 1981, Arizona beat SC 13-10. Larry Smith coached the Wildcats that day. It's the second time Arizona has won in this 17-game series. Marinovich over the middle. Caught by Spears. Clock is moving. SC still has a timeout left. SC in a hurry-up offense to the 38. I don't know how you get 9 points in a minute and 40 seconds. Marinovich going to be hit. Pull down. Clock running with 1:30. Well, it's been a big afternoon for Arizona. Down 17-7 at the intermission. They come rolling back behind Beal, who didn't play in the first half. He runs for 3 touchdowns. Lewis with a great kick return. Another interception. And the Wildcats simply outplayed the Trojans in periods 3 and 4. With 1:27 remaining, SC is down by 9. So the Trojans will go to 5-2. Arizona will go to 5-2. SC will be 2-2 in the conference. Arizona will be 2-2. UCLA was a loser today. Washington now, more than ever, looks like a lock to order Rose Bowl tickets. Next week, SC at Arizona State. Mike and I will be there, and then on November 3rd, the Trojans are back home against Cal. And Cal is a rejuvenated ball club. Bruce Snyder's got them playing well. Russell White. Hey, it's going to be a season, won't it? I'll remind you, coming up next, we've got the Pac-10 football game of the week. Oregon is playing Arizona State. And we'll be going up there to Eugene in, well, 1:27 seconds. Phil Stone, Don Heinrich, and Bill McDonald are chomping at the bit to tell you about the Ducks and the Sundowns. Marinovich to throw. The rush. Steps up. Still running with it. At the 40. They jerk him down at about the 40-yard line. Alexander and Parker, 1:12 remaining. Fourth down. But all of this really academic. Dennis Mnuchin reminds me that watching Arizona today, especially in the second half, how can one believe Oregon State hammered them 35-21 last week? Fourth down for Marinovich and company. Excuse me, they've made it a first down now. All right. Down by 9 and very little time. Throws it downfield in a crowd, intercepted. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis will be down at about the 46. Mooney made the stop. And that throw by Marinovich is kind of atypical of what has happened to the Trojans in this second half after a 17-7 halftime advantage. I hearken back to think of my prophetic words, Mike Garrett, to you. This game isn't over by any stretch of the imagination, though the Trojans led by 10. And indeed, they're losing now by 9. And I don't know if Arizona will bother. Well, there's a player hurt on the field. Marinovich was 18 of 35 today, and 3 times he was intercepted. 1 touchdown pass.
Bill down the ball.
41 seconds remain, and the clock is ticking away. Burt was the injured player, came off the field under his own power. Arizona, with no timeouts left for the Trojans, is content to let the clock run along. Across the way, the band plays Conquest, but it won't be for the Trojans today. It'll be for the Wildcats of Arizona. What a great win for Toomey. That's Vaughn down there. Half that team is from Southern California.
They play like they were happy to be in Los Angeles.
Game is over. Arizona pulls off a major upset, 35-26 over USC. That's the final. A reminder that coming up next is the Pac-10 game of the week. Oregon against Arizona State in Eugene. Stay tuned for that. For Mike Garrett, I'm Tom Kelly. Thanks for being with us. 60,000 disappointed homecoming fans here at the Coliseum. Watch the Wildcats beat the Trojans by 9. Good night.
The Pac-10 Game of the Week is brought to you